Well, hey brush brigands, welcome to another painting session. I had to zoom out the camera for this guy here. Actually, it took me a while to get it set up because I was all zoomed in for the tiny people. Hello, Lazar, welcome in. Uh, yeah, so I've been really looking forward to this guy. I've done just a little bit of basing on him. The base is actually 3D printed too, and I just added some earth texture and stones to it. And today we're gonna be painting some ice. So that sounds so much fun. I've been holding on to this miniature for months. I didn't know when I was gonna be able to paint this one. So this one, yeah, it has been something that I was really looking forward to. All right, well, without further ado, I think I would like to start putting some paint on him. We can start with our pre-glaze. We're painting in oils today as well. I can show a little bit of our reference images. We're back to reference images. I can show that later. Basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna give this guy some grayish, purplish, bluish kind of skin. And then all of this is going to be ice. Landras, welcome in. First, how are you doing? Then, yeah, I'm probably gonna give these clothes probably gonna be like a dark green, I'm thinking. So kind of like darker colors. So like purplish blue skin, blue ice. We're gonna see what to do with this beard, but I think they look like icicles. So I think I want to do the beard as ice too. Probably a nice icy sword as well. And Asmodee, the current stream boss, by the way. Hello, hello. Landris, I'm doing great. It's a little bit later than what I would have liked to stream, but I'm glad that I got to stream, which is really good. I actually had a tiny little panic moment where I sat down to stream and I realized that I didn't have any more paper palettes, so I had to run out and get some, but that's good. So hope you guys are having a good day. Well, let's take a very quick look actually at some of the images that I got for today. Where is it? There. So basically it's ice. For the skin, I'm going pretty free. I have a good idea in mind. I have some real ice pictures right here. Let me actually block these. We're gonna do our usual color picking later while the miniature with the pre-glaze is getting settled. So I've got some ice renderings, ice sword, some different colors. I think I want to go with this kind of color, maybe even a little bit darker, but we're gonna try that and we're gonna just see how it looks. Let me get rid of that. So let's get right into it. And let's start by putting on some, actually, let me get a slightly smaller brush here. Let's get right into it. Oh, yeah, palettes. So basically I put all of the blues that I had on the palette. Well, we got our ivory black here. This is indigo. We got cerulean blue, which I put it down even if it's not super good. Grosso, hey, welcome back. Hola, how are you doing? Prussian blue, ultramarine, cobalt blue. These are pretty much all the blues I have. So we're gonna use all of those. I didn't put down Payne's gray because I don't know. The Payne's gray I have is not the greatest texture, and I just prefer indigo. Then to make the blues more interesting, we got some phthalo green, and then we got our dioxazine violet that we're probably gonna use in the skin a lot. We got a new entry here. We got our purple matter. I was finally able to order some Winsor and Newton colors, so we got I got 3 new colors that are all on the palette. We've got our brown matter, and then I actually moved, this is the Van Dyke brown. I moved it over here because I don't know, I seem to forget it when it's over there, so I moved it here. Our trusty burnt umber, Terra Rosa, Yellow Ochre. This is another new entry, which is another Winsor & Newton. I got the Cadmium Yellow Pale, which is going to be interesting to use. This is Winsor & Newton. I hope this is good. A whole bunch of oil poured out when I put it on the palette. So I just bought these, so I didn't have time to do the, you know, the thinning down and put in a jar kind of business. But I mean, this is the artist line for Winsor & Newton. So I hope they were just like topping it up with some oil, hopefully. And then the yellow underneath that, we've got our other trusty Lemon Yellow Pale, and this is titanium white, but with a twist. I got this thing weighs a ton. It's a quick dry titanium white from a Japanese brand that I have here called Matsuda. So I want to experiment with this one and see how that's gonna work. And we welcome in Moe. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. So now that we've looked at what we have on the palette, let's get started. And I'm going to start from the top. I actually want to get started with a bunch of stuff down on, like up here. So a bunch of blues. Let's see how we have our cobalt blue, and then we've got our Prussian blue here. Let me see there. Well, until I figure out a better lighting for this palette, you're gonna get a little bit of a reflection there, but you know. So we're gonna put a bunch of blues on there and some indigo for the darker kind of tones. So let's get started. I could probably put some indigo down here. Start with that, and the indigo is probably going to be a bit of the base of the skin as well. So there we go. I will probably check and change the zoom as needed as we go. But for now, I'm gonna leave it a little bit zoomed out because I had to change the position of the camera a little bit because we were painting things like this girl. And she's so tiny, so it was super zoomed up. Moe, I did receive the new colors. I got some Winsor & Newton. I got some Purple Matter. I got some Cadmium Yellow Pale, and then this is a quick dry white, and they're all on the palette. I didn't thin them yet, but we're just gonna be careful when we use them. Let's get some ultramarine down there as well. We could even mix some of the green in there. We could do that, but for now, we could mix some. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to like the cerulean blue, but it's really hard. So for now, it's just gonna be the just blue on there. We're gonna have to decide if the chain is going to be icy or not. Grosso, actually, I did prime the miniature. I did prime it. I primed it with I think it's actually a Spanish brand with Migamo's. Where is it? Whoop. Migamo One Shot primer, which is kind of the same as the Stynylrez. So yeah, the primer that you use really makes a difference in how much the first color here sticks. Yeah, as Moe says, do we have a heresy killer? Do we have a heresy killer among us? Hello there, sir. Well, I hope you're doing good. I saw some of your stuff on Instagram. Sadly, I couldn't join you in one of your streams because I was quite busy this week. It's been pretty crazy. I won't say, I won't lie to you. It's been crazy, but I am glad that I can still stream, and I'm not going to be able to do the 12-hour stream this week, but I think it's okay because I would rather do it a little later than doing it, you know, half-assed and all that. So I am preparing. I got my new colors, I got my new paints, and hopefully at some point we will be able to do the stream. I'm hoping next week, but you know, I think you guys will agree that it's better to wait a few days to do the big stream than just, you know, doing it now and doing it maybe tired or you know, well, there's no way that this week I'm gonna have 12 hours to stream. So it's just, you know, March is actually a pretty crazy time in Japan because it's like the end of their fiscal year. So it's a whole bunch of stuff to do. You gotta do your taxes. My visa is coming up, so a whole bunch of fun stuff coming up. No one uses that. They're grow so well. It's actually a really good one for oils. What do you use? Well, I mean, if you're using acrylics, you can use actually the canned spray primers or Vallejo, or as you guys say, Vallejo, which I used to use, but it's not the best for oils, sadly, because it's a little too shiny. So this is what we use, but it's it's funny actually that no one uses that there. It is pretty funny. What is that there? Oh, heresy. Well, I will tiny shine you to that because it's actually with these bigger minis you can see the tiny shine a little bit better. But well, I hope things get better, and I really hope I can catch you on another stream. I wish I was there when you did the pinstriping, which I just saw the Instagram for. I think I can probably get a little closer with the camera, but for now I'll keep it out like that, because for the pre-glaze we don't really need to see the details. So for the beard, just for funsies, I'm adding a little bit of phthalo green. So, because you know, I don't want to make all the eyes completely the same. Maybe we can give it a little bit of color variation, a little bit of thinner too, to make it a little bit more fun. We're gonna do a bit of that. So we got blue beard. I have no idea how it's gonna look. I actually looked up pictures of people with like a frozen beard, like actual people that let their beard get frozen and stuff, and it just looks white. So I think here we're gonna have to get that that fantasy license. We were talking about that last time, how if you try to do stuff realistic, sometimes it actually doesn't end up quite as you would expect. Don't like Vallejo primer. Oh, the GW. Actually, I've been wanting to try the canned one because I never got it when I was painting with acrylics due to the price. Yeah, Vallejo primer is like, it's okay for you know, when I was painting in acrylics, but it makes some pretty shiny miniatures with oils. Actually, I can show you one that came out a little shiny. Let's see where this one, like, you know, you can paint it and it's great, but if you compare it to stuff like this girl here, you can really see how one is shiny and one isn't. So yeah. Mix my two new, oh, the violets, yes. Both have the same pigment code. Transparent, but ooh, do they, Moe, do they actually have the same name, color name? Because oh, hi Shin, I'll see you in a bit. Because actually, I think, for example, Terra Rosa and what is it, Burnt Sienna, is it, that they have the same? Let me see if I have it here. Burnt Sienna. Nope. There is Terra Rosa and another kind of color, maybe another kind of sienna. They have the same pigment, but they look different because it's kind of like, you know, the way that the way that the pigments are cooked and whatnot, processed. I'm not super expert about that, but I heard people talking about that. So actually, for the head, I got a bit of my purple matter. We got some of our purple matter that I have been pretty excited to try. So we can try that. We can actually put some over here. Oh, I think it looks great. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how this is gonna look when we take it off. So I have really, really been looking forward to this. Raw and burnt sienna, Landrest, maybe. I remember I was watching Wapelius, and I'm pretty sure it was Terra Rosa and one of the siennas. I'm pretty sure because he was talking about how Terra Rosa is a very opaque color, not shiny at all, and how burnt sienna is the completely different. And it's not burnt sienna, whatever color that was very shiny. So yeah, I'm not sure, but well, you get the idea. You get the idea. There's hopefully we'll learn more and more about the different colors and how they work. So I actually added a little bit of phthalo green down there on the back, but not too much because I think the pans are going to be green, dark green though, like dirty, almost olive kind of green, if we can get it to look like that. So just gonna take our time here with the pre-glaze. Again, I've been looking forward to this guy so much. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Boom. Get a bit of that back in there. Oh, the oils have a really nice float today. What color do we... Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna add for the pre-glaze of all of that fur, we're gonna go a little brown. We can get some of our Van Dyke brown, burnt umber, and a bit of indigo, and even a bit of black. Just make a color like that and fill some of these guys here. Have a little bit of a different color. I know it's going to look pretty similar in the beginning, but if you've seen this process a few times, you know that it's going to start looking different pretty soon. Starting now, so if you're here later, I will raid you with... Oh, Grosso, well, you have fun. If, I guess one of us will raid the other. Whoever finishes first, well, you have fun. Be good. And I will see you later. Hey, Nas, welcome in, welcome in. And they're both PR 101. Ah, there you go. Oh, dioxazine and Egyptian violet. That's yeah, it is the same pigment, Moe. So you're saying that they're are they a bit different? Because that's kind of, I think that's how Williamsburg calls dioxazine, but in theory the Williamsburg one is supposed to be a lot stronger. So it'd be cool actually to hear from someone that has both, because I would love to compare my dioxazine purple to the Williamsburg, but I can't get them here. So I'd love to know your opinions, your findings about that. Nosferatu, I hope you're doing great. Thank you for sending me those links earlier. I can't wait to get a good look at them. I did like sneakily open a few already, and they were looking pretty good. They were looking like a lot of fun stuff on there, but I only took a peek at a few of them. So I can't wait either after the stream or tomorrow to actually get a good look. And trying Oh, the properties are different. Yeah, and you know, I have another example actually. I know that I think uh, Unexpected told me, I think, Unexpected or Mini Grinder Studio, someone told me that the Winsor and Newton Naples yellow is completely opaque, but my Holbein Naples yellow is semi-opaque. So there is some shenanigans going on here. There's something that these these miniatures companies aren't telling us, that they gotta be, you know, it's probably same as recipes. You can use the same ingredients, but the cooking process might be different. So getting a bit more of that just brown in here. Just brown for now. And it's actually, there's this guy comes in a few different poses. He comes in a few different poses, and I picked the one that's like the most sort of like, you know, normal looking. I think there's one where he's throwing a boulder of some kind and stuff like that. But he's got, the only thing about this one is that it's got like a few places in there that we're not going to be able to do too much with. Let's see here. Just eating an early lunch. Well, that sounds delicious. Ooh, we didn't put out our paper here. There we go. Today I had to run and go get some palette paper because I had forgotten that I was out of it. So the stream got slightly delayed, with slightly meaning a lot. So let's put some stuff here on the hands. I'm going pretty purple on the purple and indigo on the skin tone, and then we can probably, you know, give it a whole bunch of nice variations there. But I'm actually gonna add some dioxazine purple too to the purple matter. There we go. Just mix it all up. I'd love to see the difference on a paper or something, on a surface, between the purple matter and the brown matter, which are here next to each other. Oh, nos, it's like the a baking sheet, you know, the parchment paper you use to cook in your oven. It is that I use. Last time, when we finished up this girl, I was out of it, but I had some weird like wax paper in the house, and I used that one, but I really didn't like it. So today, when it was time to stream, I was like, oh man, I forgot to buy it. I have to go buy it because I didn't like that part, that waxy one at all. Like the oils wouldn't, like, they would slip around on it. It was just really weird. Gross and weird. But yeah, just so normal, like baking sheet, they call it here, parchment paper. All right. Okay, let's put some. Actually, let me finish putting some the skin tone in. It's what is it? Wait, is it Friday today? I thought it wasn't Friday yet. I thought it was Thursday. I thought it was Thursday. But what do I know? I stopped trying to understand what day it is for sure. So I want to get a how about, I want to get like a dirty green. How about we start with some indigo and mix in some of our cadmium yellow pale. Oh, that's exactly what I want. Look at that. So let's do that. Oh my god, yes, that's what I want, but I want it darker. And so we can start with a more bluish kind of tone. I'm really excited to have gotten a cadmium yellow finally. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, is Daka in as well? Daka, Flaka, and Flame? Welcome in. Welcome in. It's really nice to see you again. We are painting a frost giant today, and it's going to be so much fun. I am already having the time of my life painting it. So we're just laying down some colors. We put some blues and some purples up there. We're putting some greens on the pants. Some nice dirty greens. How about we even mix a bit of, yeah, look at that Van Dyke brown in there. So we have the indigo, and we added some cadmium yellow pale in there, and then just adding some Van Dyke brown and other colors. We're just creating all kinds of dirty green. So actually the black and yellow make for a pretty cool dirty green, but as we've seen, black really doesn't want to stain, so I kind of think I'll leave it out of the pre-glaze business for now. So in there, I think I want to go a bit more indigo with a bit of Van Dyke brown. Oh man, I've been waiting to paint this guy. It's gonna be so much fun. Gonna be so much fun. So Daka, what's up? What's up? Have you been working on something else? I know that many times when you check in, it's actually miniature painting time for you too. There we go. I actually haven't had a lot of chances to look at Instagram lately, so I might have missed a few people's stuff. I did see just in passing when I was when I went on to put my story out, I saw Heresy Killer's post, the pinstriping one. There we go. Just putting the color in there, going back to, you know, down here, going back to this, maybe even with a bit of tad of purple in there. Or yeah, there you go. And some more brown. Yep. Oh, I can't wait not only to try the ice, but also the skin tone is going to be a lot of fun. The skin tone is probably going to be so much fun on this one. And I'm actually debating, it's gonna be something for when I'm done, but I might put some snow on this guy. I never tried playing around with the this basing snow. If anybody has, let me know if you have like a favorite brand or type. I haven't gotten any yet, and it could be fun to just try and put some on this guy. Could be a lot of fun. Ooh, a little bit of brown matter in there. Why not? Just getting a little bit of a reddish tone. I can already see I'm gonna have to be careful not to put the model too much up there. Okay, we got that. Let's even get a bit of black. And then we're gonna, in a bit, we're gonna have to play the spot the unpainted spot game. That's always a not fun game to play, but a game that we have to play. I've been spending my whole life painting miniature bookcases, but it's only been a few days. Miniature bookcases? Like bookcases for miniatures or tiny bookcases? Is that a new project that you have started, Daka? Sounds like something different from what you usually do. There you go. Get that footsies down there. And then maybe a little bit more indigo. And apart from the indigo, I tried to only use the other blues up on the ice and surrounding areas, so we can get a bit of that separation. So we're gonna see how that goes. And we got our trusty frog timer, our super professional timer here that we're gonna use in a moment. And then we're gonna go look at some color schemes, do some color picking, even if it's gonna be pretty easy and almost like obvious kind of one, but I still want to do some color picking, especially from the pictures of actual ice, because you know it's gonna help us have some references. It's gonna be fun. All right, that looks good. Oh, we gotta put some stuff up there on the sword. So, do we want to make this sword also blue or blue-green? You know what? I think I'm gonna start with blue. I think I'm gonna start with blue, and then we can always go back and change. Put some of that over here. Some cobalt blue. We haven't done any tests on these blue yet, apart from the Prussian blue. The Prussian blue actually stains pretty nicely. So I'm gonna put some over here. Actually, on the back, we're gonna add a little bit of thinner. Challenge for February was to paint something you'd love. So I thought a bunch of miniature scale bookshelf. It's been taking forever. Oh, Daka, isn't that always the story? What, as soon as you think that something is gonna be easy and peasy, it betrays you. Well, I know you do all the challenges and stuff. Well, that'll teach you to think that stuff is just gonna work like you thought it would be, right? I've had some of those moments. Blurring two people together. Oh. AK Snow Micro Balloons Moe. Okay, I'm just gonna AK Interactive. They might actually have them here in Japan because I have their thinner. Let me write that down. AK Snow Micro Balloons. They sound like a toy. They sound like something fun. Micro balloons. Nice, thank you. Got a half dozen minis, but not quite. Oh, I see. Wow. Yeah, you got the you gotta finish them first and then post them. I kind of like posting the finished stuff too. I don't really do the whips like people call them. But I do like watching other people's though. I do like that. Okay, so it's looking like it's gonna look pretty cool once everything is off. So let me put some stuff down there. I think we're gonna go pretty neutral, like dark for now. Actually gonna get some black in there and some of the Van Dyke brown. Yeah, and a bit of indigo. There we go. Just gonna put it down like that. So I'm gonna start with a more like dead kind of looking nature there, and then we can always add more color as we see fit. Well, there are like shrubs and there's actually this little 3D printed kind of like grass, which I thought it was really cool, really cute. So actually, you know what? We can even give the tree a purplish kind of color on this side. Maybe a more, yeah, a little bit of green in there. Why not? More blue. Actually, let me move my Van Dyke brown indigo black mix over here. There we go. I did the base last because I think I want, the thing I care the most about, you know, it getting nice and stained is the ice and the whole giant miniature there. So I'm gonna do that. Keep biting off more than I can chew. Well, I think that's good though. That's how you get your teeth stronger. Wow, the references, the oh, Oh, Asmodee, thank you so much. Thank you for that subscription. Did you actually heal yourself? I think you healed yourself in the stream, boss. That's pretty funny. Asmodee doesn't want to die. Thank you so much. I'm gonna give you some tiny time for that. There you go. Cheers. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So actually, I think while you were after that happened, the train just passed. So that's like sort of like our own little hype train of sorts. We just got the train passing as soon as you did it. All right. Okay. So that's a lot of it's a lot of surface down here. Whole lot of surface, and it's been a while since we painted a big mini. It's been since the Minotaur. Was anybody of you here for the Minotaur? I'm pretty sure you were. A lot of you. There were like I think it was four streams for the Minotaur. So pretty sure. Well, Heresy Killer saw a bunch of that. Daka saw a bunch of that. Nosferatu, I didn't think you were here yet. I don't think you were here yet with the Minotaur, but there we go. That was a fun one. But for that one, I actually did a lot of the basing afterwards. There we go. Oh, let's put some more. I need more thinner. When the base is like this, I'm actually using a lot more thinned paint on the base because the dirt is kind of like, you know, absorbing. And while on the miniature I barely used any thinner, on here it's actually a lot of thinner. Oh, we got some stones here leaving the miniature. Like, get off then, don't just get stuck there. Ah, there you go. If you want to leave, leave. We didn't need you. All right. All right. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. Let's play some Spot the Unpainted Spot. And actually, let's also put a little bit more paints on the base. Oh, look at that. We picked up some of that purple matter. Don't want to use too much of that though, actually. Let's put some more green maybe over here. Some more of that. A bit more. I'm actually going to have to put a bit more Van Dyke brown and even a bit more burnt umber because we're almost out of it already. Ooh, there you go. See, we were forgetting the inside of this tree stump over here. Yeah, Nosferatu, that was actually quite a while ago because after that we did the lizard, we did the Nothic, the zombie girl, we did the candle girl that we did yesterday, and the banshee. So that was a while ago that we painted. Where are you? This guy that I actually just posted it on Instagram. This was my first like big basing job, and it was so much fun. And this was actually the first time that we used the new camera. This was there we go. Let me just put it over there. Okay, let me see here. Almost done with this. It's been 40 minutes, but it takes a while to do the pre-glaze. And actually when I'm having fun like this, I tend to almost go a little slower because I kind of want to enjoy the process. But we could have done it a lot quicker. We could have done it a lot quicker. It's just a personal choice there. Yeah, let me get a little spot here with a bit more reddish purple stuff. All right. Yeah, no, so it's been actually pretty recent, wasn't it? And I think I saw you when you came in, and didn't you come in to James's stream and he thought you were another Nosferatu that's spelled differently? I think there. And then we all laughed. And then you popped in here. All right. Well, he's all ready to go. So we're gonna take our trusty timer here and set it to, well, actually, you know what? Usually I do 25 just to know where we're at. Let me do 20 because a lot of this stuff has rested for quite a long time. Just gonna put it over here where you can see it maybe. Let me see. Let me actually put it where there's a little bit less. There you go. Okay, let me get rid of these brushes here, make some room. Yeah, that one, exactly. Thank you, Nos, thank you. Still have yet to meet them. I think one time you guys were both in chat. Well, I think the other one was lurking maybe, but I was talking to you and I was like doing, you know, the @ and I started typing, and that's when I saw both of you pop up. So I'm like, wait, which one is it? Also, by the way, when I primed this guy the other day, I did prime the barrel lollipops. So we're gonna do some experiments with this. And Nos, you didn't see this, but what we do actually with these guys is, let me get the ones that are done. We have started testing how much each of the colors I have stains. So like this was Prussian blue, this was burnt umber. I have to write the thing again on there. But what this has been doing has been really helping me decide what colors to use in the pre-glaze, because I was using a lot of Van Dyke brown, but Van Dyke brown doesn't really stain much. So now I'm using burnt umber and stuff like that. So I have more colors to test. Oh, and this is why before I saw that black doesn't really stain, because it doesn't. So we got some more of these, and we're gonna do some tests soon. That's gonna also be a lot of fun. Okay. Oh, look who's there. It is the Wapple. Oh, I just saw a thing that I didn't paint. How are you doing, James? We're just talking about you. Man, I really seem to be summoning people in this stream, aren't I? I really seem to have the power to summon people. It is not the first time. It happened with Thorthober Studio. It happened with, who was that? Aaron J. Bang. It was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, we've been doing the pre-glaze. We're waiting a little bit now. And James is finished filming the first episode of Series 24. That's so cool. So it was a filming day today. And I guess you've been well, maybe recovering from the big marathon that you were doing for the Reaper, not ReaperCon, Reaper virtual thingy, which I think I missed a couple of episodes, which was a little sad, but at least I can watch the highlights because it has been a week. I'll just leave it at that. It has been a week. But actually, James, I was laughing yesterday. Where are my scissors? Hold on.
Yes.
We have, ooh. Oh, Mr. Badger, thank you so much for that follow. Sorry, I'm locating my scissors. I just have multi-basing for the first time. Ooh. Oh, that sounds really cool. And I imagine that's going to be in the Army Painter pledge, probably. So people, I know that you probably all already follow James, but if you haven't seen his Patreon as well, it's like, don't you ever think you want more Wopelius? Because I do. If you want more Wopelius, you can actually get it. You can get like hundreds of more hours of videos from his Patreon, and he's got a lot of different different pledges too. So you should definitely go check it out. Stila says you should. But I was laughing, James, because I was watching one of your old videos the other day, and you were talking about how it sucks to print, to do the 3D printing, and you weren't able to get anything. And you know, it was actually pretty funny. It was an old one. I think you were using the Payne's Gray, and you were like, man, I really want to get indigo. It was so nostalgic. So that's cool. Let me see. An entire unit with flaming swords walking through a ruined building. Man, that's some like epic epic scenes there. Well, I'm painting some ice today because I've had this guy here for ages, for months, that I have been waiting for a chance to paint. And he's got some ice on his beard, on his back, and on his sword. And also we can do something really fun with the skin tone, I hope. Oh man, Heresy Killer, the Cyberpunk Garden. Did I miss that? I'm so sad. Thank you for sending that. I'm just gonna go and look at it later. Let me sign the minutes here. Oh man, Heresy. Well, I hope you do more of that stuff in the future as well. So, it's wild to see someone else cutting sponges. Yeah, right? And these are the pretty good ones too. They're not the you know, the rough ones at all. These don't lose any pieces, so these are good. But look at this. Look at this. I showed them before. They're all on the palette, but I finally got, man, they're heavy. I finally got some new colors, and I got some Winsor & Newton. Even in the Japan stream we got some. Oh, you're working on it tomorrow, Heresy. Nice. Okay. Good. I got some purple matter and some cadmium yellow pale, which this was curious because I did put both of them down on the palette, and this had a whole bunch of oils coming out when I poured it out. Now, I hope it's just because they were just, you know, topping it off with oil at the end. But we'll see. I already used some to make the green in the pans. So, and then I got a whole tube of quick dry titanium white, which is, it's weighing a ton. It's hurting my hand to hold it up. So this is down on the palette as well. And I'm pretty excited. I put a whole bunch of the purple matter in the skin actually together with the indigo. So we're gonna see what that does. It's an old label. Oh, really? You notice they put the Japanese on the label as well? It's pretty funny. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it does. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. But yeah, so that's good. That's been pretty fun. So now we are going to take a few minutes while we wait for this to dry, not to dry, to settle a little bit. If it works, it works. And we're gonna do just a little bit of color picking like we always do in this stream. There we go. These are, for who hasn't seen yet, I have a few just image references. I think I'm probably going to go with this kind of like fantasy looking kind of ice, maybe even a bit more blue. But I wanted to have a few references of the actual like natural ice, and the icicles are more for the beard. The icicles are gonna be interesting. I think for the icicles on the beard, like if you see, he's got nope, he's got, his beard is icicles, which is awesome. I put a little bit of phthalo green in there. Thank you, James. I will. I already am. It's gonna be so much fun. I know you actually painted a bunch of ice stuff, and I've been looking at that. I've been looking at that. Actually, I think it was the ice figure that you were painting that I was watching the video of. But yeah, so I want to try to do a few different colors of ice. But I think for the icicles on the beard, I'm probably gonna have to put in a little bit more colors on this because it's, you know, it might be one of those cases where making things too realistic might not be the best idea. But I just wanted to break down some of these colors. They're pretty easy to understand, but also to show people the kind of process we do when we have a when we have image references that you know, I've had some people that enjoyed looking at this and thought it was a good idea, especially if you know, don't come from an art background where you're like, oh, I know what color that is. So basically what I do, I just click inside the image that I want to reference, and then I actually click on the color and look at what kind of color it is. So, you know, this time it's a lot more straightforward. But still, even here, you can see how this blue, as it gets lighter, it kind of starts being a little bit more on the greenish side. So that's always interesting to do. And we got different, like, colder and warmer blue. It's always fun to look at that kind of stuff, and it also gives us a nice excuse. That's like a white. It gives us a nice excuse to wait for the miniature to settle. So actually I want to get a little bit of color from this thing. I actually, oh, let me get some water there. Canites at everything from phthalo green to Egyptian violet, even cobalt blue. I know, I actually put down all the blues I have. So we've got, actually, that's I even put down cerulean blue. Like, I don't care. I'm probably not going to use it much, but we have indigo, cerulean blue, we have the Prussian, the mighty Prussian, ultramarine, and cobalt blue hue. That's all the blues I have. That is all the blues I have. And of course we have the phthalo blue, phthalo green, and dioxazine purple, which I'm probably going to use a bunch in that's green, for example. I'm gonna use a bunch in the skin tone, the purple. So this is very, very green kind of blue, which is interesting. I just have so much fun doing this kind of stuff. And I don't think the ice that we do today is going to look a lot like this one. It's going to look more like this one, if not darker. But I just wanted to have some reference of kind of actual ice to see, you know, where to put certain, see, like this is like a gray because it's reflecting stuff, to see where to put the highlights and other kinds of stuff, and just see what we can do. Let me see what colors. You know, actually looking at the picture, I would have used like a more blue, if that makes sense. And seeing the colors up here in the palette, it actually looks different than the colors that I would have used. So that is interesting. Stegodon green. Not familiar with that one. Let's see, very bright. It actually goes up pretty gray up to a certain point, but yeah. So this is kind of what you can do if you have trouble deciding what colors to use on your mini. Just get, even for your browsers, there are color pickers that you can get. It has been working very well for me. And we have a timer. The timer has been going for about 15 minutes. I think we might be good. It's just to have an idea of where we are. But yeah, I think it's time to get some sponges and see what we have. Let's see what we have. Oh, Crispy, hello. Bobby didn't say hello. Oh, there you go. All right, I hope you're doing good. I hope your Dragon Ball miniatures are coming out well. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, it's a GW. Oh, yeah, it sounded pretty GW land rest. Stegadon scale green. Oh, oh, I see, I see. It looks like that color. I know that the miniature painting colors are all pretty. They have those names that are like, yeah, well, I know the name, but I don't really know. It's not much else. But look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. I can't wait to do more staining experiments on our tiny barrels, especially with the blues, because I would like to learn which one of these blues is the most staining. We have seen that actually Prussian blue is pretty staining if you leave it there for a while. The interesting thing, where's my thingy? The interesting thing about Prussian blue was how, if you look at the top of this barrel, the top is where we have wiped it out right after putting it in. And for some colors, for example, where's my indigo? For some colors, it doesn't really matter. It stains kind of the same. Like I wiped it off immediately and then after 25 minutes, and the staining is pretty similar. But for the Prussian blue, I actually found that leaving it on made it a lot more staining. So that was a pretty interesting one. So let's get some stuff out of there. Look at this beautiful head. This one's gonna be a fun one. This one's gonna be a fun one. I'm still not sure what to do with the chain, if I want to do it more, you know, icy or more metally. I might go ice. I might go ice. We'll see. We'll see. Painted the eyes. Ooh. So she has some character now. No longer a lifeless soul. You did paint the soul into her. There's that Italian painter, what's his name? Modigliani? Have you ever heard of him? The one that painted all his portraits had no eyes and they looked terrifying. And it's kind of like, I think he said something like, in order to be able to paint someone's eyes, you need to know their soul or something like that. So he couldn't paint the eyes. And his stuff looks terrifying. They even have a movie about him. I had to watch it in school. I don't remember anything apart from creepy eyes. So yeah, look at that blue coming out. We have all of the blues up on here. You can see very much the cobalt and even ultramarine. You can see. So just gonna pat away. Pat away. This guy's got such a powerful pose. Yeah, it is pretty spooky. If you look him up, it's kind of hard to spell, but maybe like painter that doesn't paint eyes. It's called I think the name is Modigliani, but it's oh, do what now? Hello. The painter, you mean? I can write it in chat if that's what you meant. Hi. If you would like me, I can just write his name in chat so you can go Google him. And I can actually let me check if that's the one that I'm talking about. But I think so. Yes. Let me just write that in chat. Yeah, there you go. Saved by Sergey Korninko. Hey, welcome in. That's exactly the guy that I was talking about. That is him. You look at his stuff. I actually kind of like his portraits, but they are pretty spooky. They are pretty spooky. And hello. Thank you for being the art teacher of the chat there. Very helpful. As we clean this guy, I might actually zoom up a little bit after we're done with this, because I wasn't sure how this was gonna look. But as you can see, it has stained pretty good, and it has stained pretty well. I like the bit of that green on the pants that has a little bit of cadmium yellow pale in it. And I actually can't wait to do something yellow, fiery, to try that cadmium yellow pale. I wanted to get the deep one as well, but they didn't, it was out of stock. It was out of stock. They, the online store has, didn't have too much stuff. Didn't have too much stuff in stock. I actually had to buy the purple matter. I had to buy the big one instead of the smaller one. But the important thing is that I got it. So yeah, I was actually telling people before that I might try to put some snow on this guy afterwards. So if anybody had some, well, I actually know where to look because I know that James has a video about, or more than one, but I think recently you made a video about putting snows on bases and I haven't watched it yet from your Patreon. So I'm gonna go look at that. Someone suggested the AK snow micro balloons. I'm gonna look into those. But the more suggestions I have, the more I can look, okay, what can I get here? And maybe I could even try if there's like, I don't know, there could be Japanese brands for that. I'm sure there are because people love their miniature like dioramas in here. There's a lot of people that are into those train models kind of stuff here, and just tiny, people love tiny stuff here. So there might be some Japanese brands of that kind of stuff. So, you know, the Japanese people love, I mean, look at bonsai. Look at bonsai. I have to show you some pictures of the place I went. I went to basically the bonsai village here in Tokyo. And there's so many bonsai trees. I saw one that's like more than 500 years old. It's crazy. I'm sorry, Landrest. I'm sorry. I will virtually hold your hand and to help you fall asleep. Yeah, those paintings are pretty crazy. But yeah, oh, look at all that nice changing of color. Actually, I think we can do this. Boom, nope, boom. And you can actually see a bit better all of that. Like we've got, this is some of the brown matter going up into green and going up into purple and blue. Ah, that's so good. It looks so good. Yeah, Landra's confirming AK. All right, all right. I'll look because as I was saying, I have found the AK Interactive odorless thinner, and aren't the Uptyling oils from AK Interactive, like they have a whole section in one of the stores I go to that has that stuff. So I'm optimistic, and I have seen snow effects of many kinds in the shop when I went. So I just have to just pick one and try it, I guess. It's been fun to actually extend the stuff I do to bases. It's been a lot of fun. I didn't think I would have this much fun, if I actually have to be honest. And ha, I spotted a little piece that is not painted. You thought I wouldn't, but I did. Let's get some thinner actually. Oh, I'm out of thinner. And let's put it in there. Stupid. We always do the spot the unpainted spot game, but it doesn't always work. I don't always win. In fact, I always lose. But yeah. Pretty interesting. I was actually just looking through his work and noticed generally paints eyes on more alien figures. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of very cool painters out there. I actually have to thank my high school art teacher that made me appreciate art. It's weird. I went to a weird school. Oh, Nosferatu is gloving up and lurking. Happy lurk. Happy lurk there. Nice. I'm gonna get you, Landrest. I'm gonna get you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, high school art teacher. Like I went to a weird school in Italy. Actually, our high schools have like they have different types. Like they're almost like pre-universities kind of thing, where I know that in the US, for example, you choose your subjects within the high school, but instead we choose the kind of high school we want to do. Like there are types of high schools that if you go, you basically are going to have to go to university afterward if you want a degree that matters. Like if you want to become a translator or a teacher, or even if you want to do something medical, you can go to the scientific high school, you can go to the linguistic high school, and so on. And I went to a bit of a more general one because I didn't know if I wanted to go to university afterwards. So I went to like the linguistic economical one, which basically is one where once you're done, you can go to the university if you want, but even with just the high school degree, you could possibly work at a bank or whatever. And it's actually, it was weird. It was actually more it was focused a lot on languages, economics, and tourism. So bunch. But for example, I did 4 languages in high school. I did Italian, English, German, and French, which was pretty cool. But we also did art and science and stuff. So that's where I learned stuff like this guy Modigliani, and I learned to appreciate artists and stuff. Went to town today for a doctor's appointment to get fingerprinted. Oh, you got the Mona Lisa thinner. I'm jelly. I'm jelly because I can't get it here. Hopefully it will fix the problem. Oh, that's right, Daka. That's right. The tacky miniature problem. You gotta let me know. I do have the suspicion that it actually will. I think it will. I'm cautiously optimistic about that, but you gotta let me know how that goes. Isn't that right, Shin? And welcome back if you are. Did you finish your meetings? It's really cool how education works and how, different formations we get just because we lived in a different country. But yeah, there we go. So actually with the high schools being all different, that's where in my tiny valley there, that's where kind of I got separated from a lot of my friends because everybody would go to a different high school and some of them were out of town, and a lot of them. Okay, I think it's time to do the sponge on a stick trick here because there are a few places that I cannot quite reach. Yeah, I kind of learn how it works in the UK, trying to fill out this. Oh, more. I guess because you have to sort of like fill in for what they kind of like translate, I guess. Mike Moans, hey, welcome in. It's nice to see you here. Nice to see you here. So do you guys remember Mike Moans from the other day? We did a YOLO raid. And we raided Mike Moans, and it was amazing. It was really funny. I didn't know who to raid, and we almost decided on someone, but then she started playing Stream Raiders, so I was like, well, I guess we're gonna raid someone else instead. And then I asked chat, and if they were okay with a blind raid, and everybody was like, YOLO! So we went in, and it was awesome. How's your cat? CGSC, yeah. Oh, thank you, Mike Moans. I have been really looking forward to paint this guy. It's gonna be a blast. I already know because it already is. I was gonna do the sponge on a stick thing, but then I saw that that this wasn't yet sponge, so just doing this one first. But we're just wiping off some oils at the moment. She's a princess, of course she is. Yes, this is a 3D print, Mike Moons. Fang and Claw Hobbies, welcome in to both the Fang and the Claw. We're talking about cats. Come on, get out of there. That's a little bit too much. Okay, so the thing that we usually do with bits that are a little bit hard to reach is we put one of our sponges into one of our toothpicks. Now there you go. But yeah, that was fun there. And I think I saw your oh, what did you call it? The hot air balloon? I think I saw it on Instagram. It was looking really cool. So what are you gonna do to that afterwards, if I may ask? That was looking like a really interesting project, and it's always fun to see what people do, like all the different stuff. And as we've been saying, we need a lot more we need a lot more builders and sculptors and whatnot. You know, there's a lot of us painters, but I really like just watching people make stuff. The sculpting, actually, it's really fun to watch. There we go. Okay, so with that, I was actually able to get a little bit in there, maybe even into this, clean the inside of this trunk a bit, because we don't want it to get too, oh, look at that. We got another piece of unpainted. You see that? You see that? Come here. Come here, you scoundrel. Okay. Anyway. Oh, Hero Dragon is also coming in. Hope you're doing good, Hero Dragon. Welcome in. Fang and Claw, I am personally doing pretty good. I've been super busy. It's been a busy couple of weeks. That kind of busy where it's like, you know, do I even sleep or do I just continue working? Look at these colors. Don't they look amazing? I am so excited. Oh, actually, let me do another thing here. I want to get some of the paint off of the up here. Actually, come on. There you go. So in a minute, I'm actually gonna zoom in the miniature just a tad. Lots more work on it. Did another. Oh, the Orchid Bash. You were showing one on stream yesterday, the other day. It was looking really cool. And more parts for the balloon. Custom Gate Bash truck from yesterday, and then more balloon. That's nice. That's really. It's gonna be looking like it's gonna come out pretty big, isn't it? That's gonna look pretty cool. Comic, oh, that's right. I would love to see some of your comic book stuff, because I don't think I've ever watched many streams doing the comic book style, and I've never tried it myself. So I'd love to watch me some of that. I'd love to watch some of that for sure. You're in the UK, I think. Were you? Or did I? No, maybe you were in the US. I'm not sure where you are and when you stream. But I mean, oh my God, we got so many unpainted spots up there. What happened? Look at that. Let me just go back on that for a second. And let's take care of that. Look at that. 1, 2. Oh, we lost big time at this game. Go home. Get wrecked. Look at that. There's so many unpainted spots. That is not a problem. We're just gonna paint them again and work on something else. And this is just a very awkward thing to look at, especially I'm trying to show it to the camera, but I guess I'm gonna have to show it to me first a little bit if we want to paint this guy decently. And actually there's a little bit of green up there that, there we go. Okay. Okay, crisis averted. So you know what? I'm just gonna leave that there a bit. And how about we start? How about we start on some of this guy already? All right, let me get rid of some of these sponges. Grimgar, hello. Has anyone had any luck finding a supplier in the UK? Ooh, that's a good question. And if I know that kind of stuff, if anybody knows, then I'm gonna be able to tell future people that ask. Let me actually clean some stuff off my hands real quick. Yeah, I get the general idea that the Marion Street stuff was pretty US. I certainly can't get them here in Japan. Certainly can't get them here in Japan, sadly. But I was able to find a Japanese brand that stocks the fluorescent oils. So, which we used the green to do this banshee a few weeks ago, rather. So I hope you guys can find some of that stuff. There's a specialist hobby paint shop in Manchester. Just trying to find. Oh, nice. I hope you guys can find this stuff. All right, let's see here. Where can we start? Oh, there's a bit of sponge here on the rougher part of the miniature. We got one or two sponge pieces. Well, how about we just start from the base, you know? Just get that out of the way. Let me replenish my Van Dyke Brown really quick. Hey, no longer ship outside the US. Yeah. Oh, had they, James? I can't remember. I think, I don't want to be wrong. I think, James, in one of your streams, I did a quick Google search for, what was it? Like, I think I searched for the fluorescent paints in the UK or something, but I can't remember. But if that's the case, I thought I found some brand that had it. Was it that? Oh man, I can't remember. I cannot remember. But I really hope, come on, in all the UK there has to be someone that carries that. I'm curious. Oh hey, Watergellin, welcome in. I'm actually curious about the UK. How hard is it to get something shipped from Europe to the UK right now at the moment? I would be really curious to know that. Just for personal curiosity. So I'm actually using my quick dry white on the palette today. I'm using some of that, and oh, I have to replenish my thinner because I used it, all of it, for that. But as long as you have the genuine cadmium color, yeah. That, you know, James, that's what I was telling people. Like, it's the fluorescent colors are cool to have. They are cool to have. You don't necessarily, you know, need them. It's not that you must have. It's not like, you know, indigo or terra rosa. Actually, let's zoom in just a little bit, where you're like, well, you kind of, you know, you do need them a bit. It's it would be really good to have them, but the fluorescent stuff is more like, you know, the fun colors to have. There you go. That should be a bit well, okay, that should be a little bit close up, more close up. Okay, let's get some color up on here. Let's get some color up on here. There we go. Just let it mix with what already is on there. And I think I want to keep this one pretty dark to begin with. We'll see. We'll see, because I might actually just put, like we were seeing, a bunch of snow on it, so there might not be too much need to put too much color on, but we're gonna put some. We're gonna put some 50-50 nightmare and normal, huh? Things been waiting for a pony from the nether. Oh my god. I guess this is actually a, you know, a pretty special, different time where there are like further difficulties in the shippings, probably. But that kind of sucks there. It's up on hold. We cannot get Vallejo and hobby stuff. Oh, wow. Text is up. Wow. Oh, that kind of sucks, doesn't it? Now you're a little bit more like Japan, where it sucks to get stuff from outside Japan. We're the island country. Gonna cut away. Man, I'm sorry. Get a bit of like brown matter in there too. I want to have waiting 2 months. Is green stuff also Spanish? I'm not sure. Or is it American? We actually get it here. We do get it here, actually, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they actually have quite a lot of green stuff, world stuff. Wow, that's a lot of... I didn't want all of that. There we go. Get a little bit of that blue in there. Just put some color down on here. Let's get some of those stones. I kind of want to go like a dark, like, how about we get burnt umber and indigo. There we go. Oh, Megan, I hope you can be united with your ponies soon enough. I know how much you need them. I hope you can get to do your showcase one day, because I would love to see all of your stuff together in one place. I'm sure Shin can't wait for that as well, right? I'm sure you can't wait to get the house invaded. Don't get me started on night models. We have enough problems internally. Oh, they're Spanish. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of do a lot of people love modeling and that kind of stuff in Spain? Is there like maybe a big scene on gaming, Warhammer, and all that? Because sounds like there's a lot of Spanish brands. Sounds like a bit more. Basically, getting those details out. Now, what color can we do the grass? Because would it make sense if the grass is green, or would it make more sense if the grass is a little bit more dead? Maybe we can do it a bit more like let's try a very dark green, like kind of like this one, and see how that looks like. Jackson Arts. I see the website of Jackson Art. Actually, it's when I want to look up, pigment colors and stuff for oils, and I just Google the name of the paint. That's one of the first shops that comes up. I thought it was an American website, actually. All the best acrylic painters are from Spain. I do see a lot of like Spanish or Italian looking names on Instagram. Yes, the crazy people. Gotta be careful with these things, because they do look like, they are 3D printed, and they might be prone to snapping if I am a little bit too violent with them. So we're gonna try and behave. I'm gonna try and treat them with love and care. So just like I'm putting just a hint of green on there, and then maybe we can also give them a little bit of like a more yellowish color, and we'll see what to do from there. But just like getting an idea, a hint of terrain down here, and not just, oh, how about a bit of Terra Rosa there? Not just pre-glaze, because I do tend to forget sometimes that there is a base that I need to paint. So, and then at the end I'm like, oh, I didn't do anything on the base, because I was concentrating on my favorite stuff, namely skin tones and stuff like that. So, oh, look at that. Isn't Terra Rosa awesome? It works great Great on wood. It's a perfect skin tone, and it's an amazing rust. What, like, I'm surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I started putting some Terra Rosa on the ice and somehow it just worked because Terra Rosa is just incredible. We're just gonna find out. Oh, by the way, Terra Rosa is just great for ice. It makes ice, that's what gives the ice its true look. Probably not gonna do that, but you get the idea of how awesome Terra Rosa is. All right, I think it's looking better than before. Oh, Jose da Vinci. Yeah, I think I follow him on Instagram actually. I'll just put a little bit of black color on here. It's very odd. Make green stuff, Big Child, so many more in Spain. Chimera too. Wow. Isn't Artisan Guild also Spain? I never know because I think one of their guys has a very Italian sounding names, but it could also be Spanish. That guy like what is his name? Like Andrea something? Andrea? So I'm not sure, but but maybe even they are from Spain. Um, Basing Forever, yeah. Said they don't have gambling oils, yeah. I would love to see what some of those crazy, crazy painters can like if they tried out oils. It'd be really cool to see. But, you know, I guess when you're that big, you have a pretty set technique you don't want to change, maybe. I don't know. All right, look at that. Let me see. Let me get this other brush. Ooh, how about we use one of our makeup brushes. Terra Rosa is the Don Mateo of oils. Yes. Yes, James, you got your Don Mateo reference in the stream today as well. Andreas is from Spain. Okay. That's sometimes the names can be pretty similar. So yeah, another Spanish company. Something I'd love to try, but I'm happy with my painting, with my water-based acrylics. Yeah, for sure. It's like we're talking about that all of the time. I think the point is to have that choice, you know? You can try things out, you can see what works for yourself, and then you know what works the best for you. I'm happy that I tried the oils because I had some reservations with the acrylics. I got to a certain point where I was like, wow, I don't know if I can get any better than this, right? I think one of the last big things that I painted with acrylics was this guy. And then I did a few tries with object source lighting and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, there might be something wrong for how I wanted to do things, for how I wanted stuff to blend. I'm like, I don't know, am I doing something wrong? And then acrylics came along, and I was like, oh, wait a minute here. I mean, oils, not acrylics. I was like, wait a minute here. There might be something to this. There might just be something to this. Let me try a little bit more. And yeah, kinda worked. All right, let's see here. Let's put some, oh, look at that. So I got some of that purple matter. Wow, that actually looks a little similar to the dioxazine violet. Yeah, I'm still like, I wanted to get the purple matter out on the palette because I wanted to try and see how it worked. Like purple matter and indigo make a pretty nice dioxazine purple. Look at that. Hey, let me see. My opinion has changed so much. Haha, that's nice, Mike Moans. Hero models. Oh, I gotta go look those up, Asmodee. I gotta go look those up. Do judge yourselves harsher than everyone else, and Insta got me some good feedback. Yeah, definitely. Improve my reds by reducing my palettes. Yeah, and it's true actually. After I started streaming, I feel too like doing things a little differently. And definitely sometimes you just get yourself out of your comfort zone, and that's actually pretty good. Let's get some more like bluish kind of gray here. I don't want to get this skin too purple. I would like the skin to have some both blues and purples in there, but more muted, so then it's gonna hopefully contrast with what we have going on the ice. Well, let's see what we can do about that, right? But I have a very, very small amount of paint on the brush. I'm even like cleaning it up on the on here. Oils just let you have so much color unity. Yeah, that thing too. Sometimes you paint a mini with acrylics and you do all the different parts, and then it just looks off because they're not connected. So that definitely, that's a definite thing there. Oh, I already love this skin tone. The bluish purple. Oh, it's gonna look so cool. I can't wait to see more of that. Can't wait to see more. So how's the... No, I don't want to do that yet. Well, let's put... let me think. Maybe the head can be a little bit more blue. And then we'll see. Oh, look at that. Nice, nice. That's a really nice features here. I like them. The eyes are a little small, but I think, you know, we've had smaller. We've had smaller, definitely. Did you already see painted minis from Kaha? No, I did not, Moe. I did not. I'm gonna have to look that up as well. You know what? Let me mark some time stamps here. So we got 1:30-ish. I'm gonna have to go back and look that up. Or if you want to send me a whisper with a link or something, feel free. Because I always looking for more people to follow and look at and get inspired from, for sure. Oh, look at that. It's doing this with the brush almost looks like I'm airbrushing it. It looks really cool. Oh, we got skin here too. Duh. I kind of forgot that there was a bunch of skin over here, and I am intrigued with the with this color actually. Oh, you know what? We have left that blue rest there, the one where we had a few parts there that weren't completely painted. Let me actually do some sponging over here and get it off. Egyptian violet is the one true purple. Yes, it is. But that doesn't mean we can't use other purples, for sure. Egyptian violet is great though, and you actually just reminded me that I want to put some in these skin tones. But I was very looking forward to trying purple matter because it looks so different. It's like, I don't know, I liked brown matter so much that I was like, I want to try purple matter, and it looks completely different than Egyptian violet. It looks completely different. I'm running out of sponges, but we should be fine. Let me do the sponge on a stick thing again. Get out of there. Thank you, James. Thank you. I think I'll finally finish with this dang furnace. Oh, the bookshelves. Daka, I am glad. I am glad. Can you get some relax now, or are you just on to the next project? Or are you just all work and I can't say all work and no fun, but like all work and all fun, I guess. All work and no rest, or like James, all work and no sleep. Because if you guys didn't know, I'll tell you a secret. James is a lich. He is an undead monster that just his thing is that he paints miniatures and he makes other people get into oils. That's his thing. He got cursed by an oil monster like 1,000 years ago, and now he has to wander the earth, never sleeping, always painting, sometimes sculpting. He is allowed to do cookie decorations he can do. But he's just condemned to create amazing works of art and to make other people want to get into oils. That's his secret. I'm sorry, James. I had to expose you there. There we go. Oh, Moe, I will do just that. That's when I see minis on the Instagram that are so unbelievably good. Sergey, there is definitely a chance. There's definitely a chance. And as someone who has a bit of experience with photography, yes, you can definitely achieve that quite easily. For example, I mean, of course, the colors. The colors can be edited, and it's actually pretty easy to go in and, you know, get rid of all the little imperfections, or do things where you just make everything look, you know, more smooth. Yeah, you know, it's definitely definitely a possibility, but I also think that there are people out there that are just out there that are just that good and that are also good at taking pictures. I think that's a thing. But yeah, I'm sure that, like, I can tell you from personal experience, it is pretty easy to alter a picture of me. I mean, look at what people can do photoshopping people, celebrities and stuff. You can do the same thing with a miniature for sure. For super sure. Use a boat reminder more than any other magentas for weeks. Yeah, you know what? I do like magenta though. I do like magenta, I have to say. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how they fare with each other. Like, actually, I think I used some magenta in this girl's flame together with the crimson and the white. But yeah, very, very very excited about trying out more magentas for sure. As we make some of that yellow and some quick dry white. I do wanna thin the white down a bit. I'm very weary of using colors out of the tube, but I also really wanted to try them. So let's put some stuff in there. Oh, got some purple up on the ice there, but it's fine. All right. As long as the Dorian Gray painting stays intact. Yeah. It's the portrait of Wapple Gray. Yep. Man, that I read that thing ages ago. It was kind of creepy. I think I was in high school and I read it in English, so I don't think I grasp the complete meaning of it, but it was kind of creepy. Dak has got lots of projects, but they're gonna be more fun ones. Well, you know, I think it's cool that you still did it and finished it, even if that one didn't turn out to be as fun as you expected. I'm sure it's gonna look cool though. Did it like how's the finished work feeling? Did it feel good? Did it feel like it was worth it? I hope so. Usually it's always worth it. Now we're gonna have to darken that little spot, aren't we? Let me do that now because I know I will forget. Oh, let's actually get some dioxazine purple in the game and mix it. Well, I love mixing it with indigo. Makes a very, very nice, very dark purple. Just gonna put some in there. Need to figure out how to thin properly with out of the tube oils. Fang and claw, meaning that you're using the oils out of the tubes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I found that without thinning them, you can use them, but it's almost like you use more because you're just like picking it up and trying to, you know, trying to thin it on the palette. I definitely like having the pre-thinned stuff there, even if it takes some time to do. But I think it's worth it, and maybe one day we'll be able to have an actual, you know, miniature painting oil brand. That'd be pretty cool, but you know, it's not that hard to do your own oils and to actually get them to the consistency that you like. They don't look great, but I don't think they ever. Oh, they were FDM prints. Yeah, there you go. Oh, the FDM stuff looks great as terrain. I know we did a bunch of that stuff in our game. We did like a big carriage, a house, and of course you can see all the layer line and that lines, but it's they look really cool when they're on the table. They do look really cool. Let me see here. I'll just get some white. And that too, it's like when you, so I got some white that is not, it's out of the tube. And I'm trying to thin it down, but getting a little bit of thinner on my brush. Now I have too much thinner. A lot more than I would want. So it's kind of like a little finicky to do it on the spot like that, instead of having just a pre-thinned white that I can just pick up and use. But you know. All right. Well, I think in a bit we can actually start tackling some of that beautiful ice. What do you think? Start getting some of our colors in there. Well, you know what? Maybe before that we can do a bit of that the clothes and all that. Yeah, see, I did that again. I got way too much thinner. I see. Okay. Using more right from the tube of late. That's because I keep running out of my. Yeah, it's that, and when you get a new one and you don't thin it in time for a stream, right, James? I wouldn't be surprised, you know, seeing how everything is always sort of, you know, evolving. Like the video I saw, I was watching from you from some time ago. It was when you were still using pretty dilute, thinned down paints for the pre-glaze. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, you know, we decide that, you know what, maybe you don't even need to pre-thin them. Maybe if you use them, I don't know, this kind of certain way, it's it actually works and you don't need to pre-thin them. Like you never know where we're gonna get with the oils discovery there, for sure. It is definitely possible. Like I remember the first few minis I painted, I was just trying out oils and I didn't want to do the whole thinning thing yet because I was like, what if I don't like them? So I did them out of the tube and I mean, it was fine. It's just a bit weird. Oh, Grimgar is getting an FDM printer. Nice. Oh yeah, James has been pretty active on the miniature printing front. Well, painting, of course, we know, but So glad you were finally able to figure out that printing stuff, because you know there's so many cool prints out there that I would love to watch you paint, if anything. There we go, just putting some of that hint of white onto stuff. I like doing that because we can get an idea of where we're going with the color. And it's fun actually to mix mostly white with the pre-glaze, because you end up having all kinds of different grays depending on what kind of pre-glaze you did in that particular spot. I'm finding I use more and more like of that palette sludge, where basically you just get color from one of these super mixed up areas. So it's been fun to just get, okay, I need a sort of like brownish gray, and I'm just gonna pick some of this up. And so it's getting harder and harder to say like, okay, I'm using this color. Drives people a bit insane since the rate of change and discovery. Yeah, but isn't that the cool thing about being, you know, in the first people, like being in the moment, in the movement, instead of coming later. Yeah, there can be a bit of some changes along the way, like when we were all getting that the gray, what is it called? The Payne's gray, and then it's like, no, it's indigo is better and stuff like that. But it's fun because we're literally seeing the the magic happen, right? Still need to mix my two interference colors. Ooh. Oh, Pixel Props, welcome in. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing good. Have a good coffee. Have a good coffee. I hope you are, at least. And no, that's a little too bright there. I might actually work a bit. Might actually work. Look at that. Ah. Oh, interference call. Oh my God, that reminds me. I still have the big this thing. Do you guys remember when I tried the schminterference, basically, which like, what was it called? Yeah, it was like an interference blue purple from PBO, I guess it's called, because it's a French brand, and it was like, it was a super big, it's here actually, it's under a bunch of bases, but let me, this thing, that it was like $10 for like a ton of it. And I still have to, I want to mix some into a jar because it's super oily, and it took it like 2 weeks for this thing to dry, because also I piled a whole bunch of paint on it. But this thing, what is it called? Iridescent. But I really want to try putting some of this in a jar. Like first I'm gonna let it soak up on a piece of cardboard maybe, and then we're gonna try putting it in a jar just for fun. And but look at this thing. This thing was like $10. Can't be good. But this is going to be our sort of like, let's have fun experimenting with stuff that I probably shouldn't have bought kind of thing. But if we can play around with thinner and all that, like the color is pretty good. The color is pretty good. Don't look at how tacky it is, because I did pile a whole bunch on it. But man, I forgot about that. That would be a lot of fun. Landrest was kind enough to print some things. Oh yeah, I remember that one day Landrest was here, and then they were like, oh, I'm printing some stuff for Wapelius. That's nice. Let's get some of our brown matter, actually. Oh, Mike Moans. All right. Well, I hope you you do good. Hope you have fun. If you're streaming later, I hope you have fun with that. And thank you so much for coming in. Super appreciated there. Super appreciated. It was awesome to check out your stream the other day. I'm definitely gonna do more of that YOLO raiding. So I'll see you soon. Pixel Prop's doing well. I'm glad to hear that. Maybe some setup stuff for later. Ooh, I actually saw in passing one of your, I don't know what to call it, the goggles? One of your latest Instagram posts, and it was looking really cool. You do look very stylish in them. I'm always looking forward for Death Dread number 7 of 9. But I don't know, it sounds like you've been doing different stuff maybe lately. Let me see what kind of... yeah. Let's do maybe some of that here. Like, I want to give some of this words, some of these leathers, I want to give it a reddish kind of tone, but I also want to establish a brownish base for that. So we're gonna do that as well. Maybe a website yesterday. They have acrylics and oil paint. Paint markers. Paint markers, huh? Not sure what that is. Like, it's like a pen that you can write with, but it's oils? What sorcery is that? So is it PBO? I don't know. I'm not sure. We were talking about that with James in his stream, but I actually went on like the Japanese site for them or whatever, because they write the name and they write the with their alphabet they actually write the pronunciation. So their pronunciation read PBO, but you know, they have been known to get things quite horribly wrong in Japan. So like they call Canon the that's their own brand, but the you know, the cameras, it's actually spelled Canon because they have very limited sounds in the Japanese language. Oh, here we go again talking about Japanese and languages. Okay, these, I'm not sure how much I like these things that he's got around his legs. They're a little flat, so but we're gonna come up with something for those. Fear not. We are. And Mike Moans is lurk moding. That's the thing, I guess. I guess you could say it like that. The dreads are on hold. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got I don't think anybody's chasing you for those. You can take your time, hopefully. But they're gonna look pretty cool when they're all done and you know, all lined up. Are they all gonna be yellow? Are they all gonna be the same color, or are they gonna be different colors? Pens markers with acrylics and some with oils. James, did you hear that? Did you know about that? How? Cause so it's like it works like an ink? Yeah, that's weird. Sorry for that noise. I made the that's what Japanese people say when they're surprised. They go like, eh? So that kind of that escaped me. Sorry. When they're really surprised, they go, eh? So they have like 15 different ways to say eh for different kinds of like, oh, really? I think there's even a video somewhere on YouTube where this guy shows you how just by saying eh in different ways you can say anything in Japanese, which is really funny and true. So he's got a nice belt buckle down there, but two things. One, it is behind all of his stuff, like you can barely see it, and two, because of that, it's a little hard to see. What kind of color can we... Ooh, well, you know what? Let me think. Let's just do a maybe like, you know, metallic-y kind of thing for now, and then eventually see what else we want to do. I think it's the same in Korea, at least on all TV shows. You know, James, you touch a an interesting subject there, because like don't tell them, but the Japanese and Korean language, they do sound quite alike sometimes. Don't tell them. They're completely different. What are you talking about? But no, some of the inflection, some of the pronunciation is completely different, but some of their inflections and probably even some of their exclamations can be pretty similar. But yeah, it's some of that kind of stuff like we use even among expat, like the we we use some Japanese words and some of those I don't even know what to call them. Like, some of those ways of expressing yourself, we use them among foreigners here too. So it can slip out a little bit. 2 millimeter tip with oils and lowest for wow, and that's from the Pibeo line. I would love to take a look at that. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? How we already got some color going on here. It is pretty impressive every time I look at it. Every time I do this kind of stuff, it just hits me right in the face over and over. Oh, this belt should be looking pretty good if we do some like oh, what would you call it? Like worn out leather. That's gonna look pretty good. Might look so good that Armored Wolf is gonna show up. Or maybe he's gonna show up and be like, leather doesn't look like that. Let me teach you. And I'll be like, okay, hi, sensei. Okay. Okay, what is that? Okay, let's put some stuff on the pants. So what we can do is we can take some of this oily looking cadmium yellow and go for some warmer kind of green in some parts, like here. Here. I kind of want to change brush here. Where's that brush that I really like? Not here. Beautiful. Okay, let's use another brush that I really like. There we go. Also making more masks, visors, goggles. Ooh, that sounds good. Pixel props. If any of you guys is staying up late today or has just started their day, you might want to give Pixel Props that follow, because he does really cool stuff, usually a bit after, like after I finish my stream. We can never raid you, Pixel Props, because you start like later on at my night. So where are you at? Like Northern Europe? Maybe? Not sure. Not sure. Here we go. Get some look at that. Just a cadmium yellow on it. I'm so glad I got cadmium yellow finally. What is that? Is that? I think it's a tear. It's like, what are you? Look at that. And I just love how using just a little bit of paint and brushing it on makes that that beautiful airbrush look. Let oils be your airbrush. What is that? That is an unpainted spot. Get painted. Behave. All right. Oh, Spanish shows me. Watch, they're always doing that friendly slap on the face. Oh yeah. That you have the very physical countries. I actually didn't know that they do face slapping in Spain. We had Spanish people in chat before, but I think he's streaming at the moment, so can't ask him, but that is kind of funny. We do, I mean, I'm not sure because I've never seen actually a Don Matteo thing, but don't people like kiss each other on the cheek? That was very Italian to say kiss. Oof. Don't people like kiss each other on the cheek all the time or like hug or whatever? I would expect that. So then the other thing we can do is take some of this. Oh yeah, look at that. It's already looking great. If we take the phthalo green, add even some white, then we're gonna get a way, way colder kind of green, which we can put on other parts of the pans because I love getting that cold and warm thing. Oh, Sweden. Okay, I thought it was somewhere in Scandinavia from your accent. Oh, in about 2.5 hours. Yep. Which, what time is it now? Yeah, I think it's like we barely like miss each other all the time. But of course, if I get the chance, we are gonna raid the hell out of you. There we go. So thanks for hanging out before your stream, actually. If you're streaming today, of course. But I think there have been at least a few times where you hang out and it's before your stream. The Electron country. Lots of kissing. Yep. Talking with the hands. Yeah, yeah. It is not a legend. It is not only a stereotype. We do talk with our hands a lot. Cecchini. Cecchini does it even more because the actor is trying to show he's from a different part of the country. Ah, yeah. Oh, I mean. Yeah, yeah. I've seen only scenes from that show. It's I don't know, it's such an old one. It could probably be good, but I've never been a huge TV show watcher anyway, so I actually haven't watched any shows in general. Pans are looking pretty good already, I feel. The French detective type shows really emphasize with how different the various. Yeah. It's really funny, isn't it? But I actually have it on stream sometimes when like today it might be good, but when I'm painting more zoomed in small miniatures, I'm trying to like do stuff with my hands and it doesn't show. I get frustrated because I can't show you, because I can't like convey stuff. But we do have a lot of different hand gestures. And then different parts of Europe will have different hand gestures, and it's all a melting pot. It's fun. Never watch movies or TV shows otherwise. It might have been one of those old traditions, I guess. I don't know. When I was a kid, I was dating myself here, but I had my collection of VHS. So I didn't watch TV that much. Just, you watch the morning cartoons and that kind of stuff. But I had all, my Disney movies and all that stuff. So, and I really, when I was young, I really didn't like, live action, actual movie kind of type of stuff. I loved cartoons more, so that's kind of what I watched. But yeah. Oh, that's almost too yellow there. Let me bring it down a bit. That might be better. That might be better. Say the hand gestures lessons. There you go. Yeah, I think it's more of a southern thing, isn't it? I think the northern countries are a lot less you know, expansive with that kind of stuff. And you kiss less too. Like I don't know Sweden, but I think if you go to Germany and try to hug or kiss someone, they're just gonna they're gonna be like, ah, what are you doing? Um, maybe you're the younger people, but in general, I remember my friend that's Italian and lived in Germany for a whole bunch of time. She's like, you do not touch a German person. So maybe Scandinavia is similar. I remember when I went to Finland, I don't think people were really touchy. And when I go back to Italy now, I have the reverse kind of culture shock when I'm like, oh my God, everybody's touching me. I kissed so many people today. I forgot how much kissing is going on in our country. And coming from a country now where it's like you bow. Oh, I bow at people in Italy. It's so weird. I thank someone at the shop and like my head just goes down. I'm like, no, no, no. It's so funny. And then I keep apologizing because that's what you do in Japan. You apologize. Even to say thank you, you don't say thank you, you say sorry. So, and my friends are like, why the hell are you apologizing all the time? Stop. I'm like, but sorry. Reverse culture shock is a thing. When you've been here for a bunch of years, look at this green. I love this green. Oh man, I have to get to another part of the mini there because it's this is being too much fun. I have to. Oh, come on. Let's get to some. Oh, there's my brush that I liked. Let's get to some of that blue. Oh man, I've been needing to sneeze for a while, but I can't. Picked up all kinds of gestures and accents from all the Italian, Irish, Polish, and German folks. Yeah. A lot of this from us, a lot of this, a lot of, I don't know, this. So many. You'd probably know more than me, though. By the way, there's some really dark ice. Oh, Assyrian, welcome in. Well, it is dark because we haven't done anything on it quite yet. So we were actually just starting to work on it now. So let's see. Let's start with some cobalt blue. See how that goes. Hey, you just came in while we were looking right at that. Just start with that. Just get the colors to be a bit more blended down there. How's the ultramarine? Now I'm kind of like trying all of them to see how they feel. Ultramarine's very dark. Might actually need a little bit of thinner there. Oh, I'm so tempted to just get, yep, Prussian blue is in. Prussian blue. Can I mix it with ultramarine? Like, I would just spend this whole stream just experimenting. The first time I do ice with oils. Last time I did it was with acrylics, and it was such a long time ago. So we're just gonna start putting some blues up on here, and then gradually get it brighter and brighter. Germans and Austrian have a virtual no-fly zone around us. Are you German, James? I didn't know that. But yeah, that's vibe. And I have been to Austria. I love it. Wait a minute. I didn't know. I guess there's a lot of American people that have a family that's from somewhere in Europe, right? Cartoons are the best, right, Megan? I knew. Even now. Oh, look at that Prussian blue. It's like I just tried mixing some of the cerulean blue into the Prussian, and the Prussian just eats it. Like nothing happens, which is really kind of funny. So we're just gonna get some color in there, and then I actually put just mostly blue in the ice up here, and then what I did is the beard that he's got, which is basically Icicle's beard, I put some green in there because I want some difference. I think we want a little bit of difference. I'm still not sure how it's gonna look, the icicles with the ice shards, so we're just gonna experiment around with it a bit, I think. I might need a little bit of thinner there. Oh, there you go. Just get that flowing. Beautiful. Can even put a little bit of this blue in the beard. A little bit. Not too much though, because I like the greenish blue that's in there. Maybe like close to the back of the head. Sorry here, just getting a little hindered. Yeah, the reverse culture shock, right? Although a lot of my things made in Japan seem like sort of apply here. Well, you know, like there is a certain like politeness culture in the UK, isn't there? It's interesting, but I'm sure they don't bow at people though, like they do here. Directly stating what I mean. Oh, wow. Yeah, like I don't hate this instead of I don't like this. I've been told that in the name Wappo is an old Austrian word for oh, really? Like don't say. Huh, I see, like an archaic word. That's interesting. I actually just thought that that was a nickname. I didn't realize that that was actually a family name there. That's cool because part of my family is also Austrian. Like great grandparents, because I live so close to Austria. And actually, I've seen when I was a kid, they showed me a the old great grandparent family, the Austrian part. They actually have a coat of arms. Isn't that so cool? Maybe yours has it too. And that was pretty cool. I hope my parents have it somewhere. I'd love to just, you know, hang it somewhere in our house as well. But that's cool. Austria is really nice. Yeah, I've been to Austria just a little bit as well, and Salzburg was actually really cool. There was this huge brewery that was inside a monastery. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's awesome. And adding some white to the cobalt blue, and we went in there, and it was like so cool. They had the the liter beer. You could get it from like the barrel directly. Super cool. Well, let's just start adding some of this blue here, and then see where we can go from there. Let's just get lighter and lighter. Icicle beard. Assyrian, isn't that great? I mean, we could maybe we could flavor that icicle beard with something. Like maybe it could be a lemon flavor icicle beard. That's I'm sure that's gonna look awesome and not weird at all. I'm sure that's gonna maybe you shouldn't do that. How about we don't do that? But you know, we are the experimentation stream. Maybe each icicle is a different flavor. How's this gonna look if I do this? Ooh, that's cool. All right, let's get on this a bit more. How about white and Prussian blue? That's pretty similar to the cobalt, but let's try that. I am back. What did I miss? The hero dragon, we just put some color on the base, on the pants, we're just slowly getting him, putting the colors in. And now we are working on the ice. I just mixed some white with some Prussian blue there. And we're just, a bit at a time, just seeing what we can do with these ice shards, basically. Let me think. It's really interesting working with ice, actually, with this kind of thing. Like we're just looking at the different faces here and deciding what to do and how they're gonna look. Of course we can, it's going to be super easy to go back and forth and fix some of this stuff. So do we want to put some of this blue on the chain as well? Because we were debating whether or not to make that look icy or not, but I'm really kind of leaning towards icy. And even this charm that he's got, yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty cool. We're from Alsace, Strasbourg, or something along those lines. Oh, that would be great to know, wouldn't it? If there was a way to actually trace the family tree, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I think hobbits actually do that a lot. I was reading about that. Started reading Lord of the Rings, and they seem pretty fond of their family trees. And they actually, how did he put it? Something like they love looking at history that they already know, something like that. Which that was pretty cool. If I remember correctly, I might not be, but something like that. I swear sometimes I think that hobbits are just tiny Italians. What with the love of food and the family thing. They're like, not all hobbits are literate, but most of them will write to the family quite often. I'm like, oh, like us. It's really funny. It's been a Blood Bowl team for someone in Switzerland. About 29 ethnic group coat of arms. Wow. Wow. That does sound like a lot of work there. There we go. We can do that one. Do some down here. I can slowly start seeing how we need a bit more. I think we need a bit more. I can slowly start seeing how it's gonna get brighter and brighter. All right, what time is it? Okay, just keeping an eye on the time because I did start a little bit later today. So I don't want it to go too late, otherwise it's no dinner for Stila's, which is quite sad. Quite sad and should never happen. What else we've got? A bit more of that. Yo, Nasser, you back? We were talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Talking about coats of arms, Lord of the Rings a bit, European gestures. I mean, it's it's been fun so far, but we're also talking about beautiful ice coming together. Cherry beard. Oh, the big hairy feet. You know what? You know that's that kind of thing we like to keep private. We like to keep our feet private. We only show our feet to very close friends, you know. I mean, they're not that hairy. They're not that hairy. Well, it's funny, but like actually after being in Japan for so long, when I go back, I'm like, oh my God, Italian guys are hairy. I forgot that you can have hair on like your back. Of course, it's not only us, but it's like Japanese people are not hairy at all, most of them, the guys. So it's like quite different. All right, let me see here what we want to do. Actually get some of this white and a little bit of the green. Want to try something with the sword, because I'm not sure what if we put some like lighter kind of like we put it lighter here and here. See how that works. Sort of do the reverse reflection. That's almost too much paint, so gotta be careful with that. Just getting an idea of how we want to be looking at this. All right. Less temperamental Italians then. Oh, well, I mean, maybe just the thing about the peace and being very quiet and friendly. Maybe just not, maybe not that. Like the fact that the hobbits never fight among themselves. But you know, reading some stuff that they say in the books when they're like, you know, the hobbits over there in that other town, they're queer, they're weird. That, yeah, that definitely. There are certain similarities. Let's put it that way. It's mainly the food thing. Almost had a kanji written on the middle, but I changed my mind last second. Yeah, pixel props, it is tricky because there's the whole thing about, like, you know, the writing order and all that, and it's pretty easy to mess up. Pretty easy to mess up. Yeah, we did write a kanji on our Red Oni's sake container there. So just something real easy, not too crazy. How about some Prussian blue and indigo? And see if we can do some of that. Just putting in some colors, looking at how it works for now. Yeah, starting to see some stuff there. Starting to see some cool, fun stuff. Nosferatu needs a break. Yeah. Having a busy day there, Nos. Oh my God, like, wow, a lot of people that have a lot of work meeting. Oh, look at that. That doesn't look too bad. I like that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the behind there, because it's is there even gonna be a reflection? Let's put a bit, just a hint. That one, yeah. Just a hint here, because I mean, you're barely gonna be able to see it, but still, gonna put something in there, don't we? Don't we? So we're just gonna put there a bit for now. Okay. Let's actually go over to our little the beard. Let's do the thing where we continue everything, you know. Let's not leave too many things behind. Let's do that. Let's see here. Moe, time to eat. Oh, nice. Be right back. Sounds good. You have a man, why don't you have a word in English to say good, have a good lunch, like, you know, like we say good appetite in Italian, like have a good lunch. I'm just gonna say in Italian, buon appetito. More minis or a light up die? Decision. Ooh, you could roll a die for that. You could roll a die. I love rolling die for that kind of stuff. Ever since I started, you know, playing games, it's just like everything's a roll of the die. So we have this, let me see, let's get some cobalt blue in there. Some cobalt blue. Let me see how it would look if we put some lighter parts in there. Not sure yet how I want to do this. I just want to get some light in there. Ooh, that looks cold. Because I was looking, actually. Let me see. If I'm doing it on a mask, I want it to look authentic and good. Yes. Frustrating, unfudging someone else's. Ooh, no, that sounds so bad. Oof. I used to have a job where I used to have to work with Illustrator files. And sometimes I would make my own, but sometimes they would send me stuff that I had to work on. And it'd be like, how did you willingly make a mess like that? Like, you must have been trying very hard to, wow, look at that. That's not looking bad at all. I wanted to get our reference image up just real quick. Here. These, where is it gone? These little guys here. They have, I was looking at how many just white highlights they have. I was looking at a lot of these icicles, and the icicles just look very transparent. Like, you see how there's like this dark wood behind it, and you can see the dark wood through, and they just have a whole lot of white highlights. And again, I really think we should take a little bit of a creative license here, because I don't know if doing the icicles too realistic is going to look quite as good as we would hope. But I do like the idea of leaving a lot of these kind of dark and then giving them a lot of highlights, because they do have a lot of edges, that tiny edges that we can just make very bright. So we can do that, but also I want to give them a bit of a more greenish kind of hue. So the, you know, the beard is going to be a little different than the ice shards on the back. Just getting a bit of variation there. Why not, right? So let's get already with this sort of like dry brushing kind of technique. We're already getting some pretty good results. So I'm gonna go with that. And then maybe put a few more blues up on the rest of the ice. Look at that. That's not looking, it's not looking bad at all, is it? All right. All right. All caught up with the chat. So earlier I actually had a little bit of a fun moment with one of our neighbors. Is I got a weird thing in the mail. Basically, how this house works, this neighborhood works. It's I'm living in a detached house, and it's not like a mansion or one of those apartment complexes. So there's basically like a neighborhood association. I don't know what you call it, but there's all the houses in the neighbor are kind of like together, and they have like papers and information pamphlets and stuff that we, you know, we pass around. And also we all use the same garbage space to throw away the garbage. So we all, like, by rotation, once in a while, I actually have to go and, you know, take care of the garbage place, make sure that everything looks good, make sure that the nets are like unfolded and then folded back and all that. And I got a weird paper about that today that I wasn't really sure what it meant. And since it's in Japanese, and it's like, you know, I can read Japanese, but sometimes I just don't get the meaning. And I was like, what do I have to do? It sounded like the way that we have to take care of that particular thing, it's like it became different, but I didn't understand in which way. Like, I really didn't understand. It said, like, you know, you gotta make sure that the anti-crow nets are folded after the people come and pick up the garbage. And I'm like, but we already do. Do we have to do it in a different way? HOA, I'm not sure what that is. NOS. But yeah, so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll just ask one of our neighbors, you know, because I want to make sure, especially, you know, being the newest. I just moved here like a year ago, being the newest, and it's all old people around here. So and being the foreigners too, I just want to be sure that we do things right. So yeah, we have the crows here that if you don't put nets over the garbage, they'll just go through it. They're nasty. They're big. They're as big as chicken. So we have these nets, like they're basically big boxes where we put our garbage, and then there's a net over it. But yeah, crows are crazy. But yeah, so earlier when I went to the supermarket, I came back and my neighbor was out. So I called her and I'm like, hey, did you get a thing in the mail too? And she went to look and we both had the same paper. And it was so funny because I was like, so what does this mean? And she looks up at me and she's like, I'm not sure. I don't know. And she's Japanese, of course. And so we spent like a half hour talking about that. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what they mean. I thought we were the only one that got this paper. I thought we were doing something wrong. Basically, everything that I have been saying about it. So I was so relieved. I was like, oh, so it's not me not understanding Japanese then. She's like, no, no, I just really don't understand what they want us to do. So it was fun. And I'm like, oh, I'm not stupid then. Nice. It was really nice. Our neighbors are nice. Uh, Homeowner association. No, it's different because we don't own our houses. I mean, I don't know the other people, but I'm just renting. It's more like people that live in the same neighborhood. They ask you if you want to join the kind of like the neighborhood association kind of thing. But yeah, I guess it's pretty similar. But it's nice. Mainly it's just like you just have to take care of the garbage every once in a while, and they pass these like files with documents in them every once in a while. You have to put it in the next person's mailbox, and they say anything from, you know, let's who wants to install security cameras to information about events going on and stuff like that. But yeah. Uh let's see. And it's the first time I do this because I've always been living in uh, you know, apartment complexes which don't have that thing. So let's see, get some of this purple back in here. I really think I want to get the oh, little dry there. I want to get the skin tone more on a purple kind of tone. I think it's gonna look nice. Just get a little that lighter tone up there. Look at that. Look at this nice head. Man, I love this mini. It looks so cool. Homeowner associations are the rules for living in a given neighborhood. Oh, I've heard of that kind of stuff. How, like, if you join a certain, like, neighborhood, they can be pretty nasty with the rules and kind of like that sometimes. I thought I heard someone talking about it, how they're like, oh, we'd love to live in that area, but like they're just so crazy about, you know, the way you have to throw your garbage and all that. I guess it's kind of a little similar, but tame those crows, give them small shiny items. I know, Hero Dragon, I've been wanting to, I've heard of people like befriending the crows where you feed them and they'll like bring you stuff. But maybe they can keep those stupid birds away from my from my oranges. Because you know, I do not like those birds eating my oranges. The crows don't, because they're nice and smart. The crows don't give a damn about my oranges. It's just the stupid birds. Where's that other brush that I had? This one? Maybe? Anyway, yeah, just slices of Japan life here. Some fun stuff. So we want to go a little smaller with our brushes. Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. But I might have to maybe thin down my paint just a little bit, because it's starting to be so thick that it kind of doesn't stick anymore. Or it does a bit, but there we go. Man, I'm really liking this this guy so far. Am I good on the focus? I think so. Good. Uh oh, Megan, yeah, I'm glad to. I'm glad to. Uh yeah, they bring you presents. They're yeah, like they're pretty scary. They I know they remember your face and hold grudges and stuff, the crows. So I always try to treat them treat them well. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do a bit more of that ice because I know it's like kind of like the fun thing that we're doing here. And let's just get some more of that that white going. Yeah, we have to get a bit of thinner in there. Let's see. Let's start getting more of an idea of where we want our white. Let's actually go. Actually using a lot of cobalt blue at the moment. Let me think where I want my stuff at. Maybe up there. I want it like that. Oof. Maybe this brush might not be the best one. Maybe yes. Maybe yes. Get some lighter color up there. Over here. Yeah, I kind of want a flat brush now. This one was working pretty well. I thought it might start becoming a little too big, but I don't think yet. I don't think so yet. Oh, my eye is itchy. Do I have a part of my hands that is not filled with color? Yes. Oh, I guess I'm thirsty as well, too. Let's get a tiny stein a little bit. Hey, cheers. Security cameras. Yeah, no, we don't really have like I mean, of course, uh, it's more of like putting security cameras in like the street and stuff like that, in the more public space. So I don't know. They've been asking the people here if they wanted to put the security cameras on certain parts of the streets, because apparently the supermarket that's near here has been recently opened in the past few years. And you know how old people are, there's like, oh, there's a lot of different people walking around, and you know, it's weird cars and stuff. So they're like, oh, the city actually gives you some money for that kind of stuff if you ask them. So they did a little bit of like a survey to see if anybody wanted to them to get cameras. So I guess now we have more cameras, I think. Um, I'd love to tame some crows. Yeah, they're really cool. Wife was feeding them for a while. Word spread. Yeah, no, I think that's why I kind of haven't done that, because I'm a little scared. Because everybody here says don't feed the birds, and there might be a reason for that. So I would love to have a crow bro, but something tells me that it might get, like you say, out of hand a little bit. Because they communicate quite well among each other, and that's, if you observe them, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. This time in Okinawa, I had to applaud them. This bunch of crows, they stole our they stole some stuff from us, like potato chips and stuff. But they were like tailing us. They sent one to follow us on the beach, and another one was just sitting near there and waiting. And as soon as we got up for a second, one just like flew out and grabbed the best of the packages. They even, like, it was inside a bag. They managed to open the bag, grab just the chips without breaking them, and flying away. Oh, they were so good. And then they kept following us and tailing us. It was kind of creepy, actually. But yeah, so I can see how it could get out of control pretty quickly there. Um, That's so cool. Hero dragon. Feeding the ducks and swans in the canal. And swans can be pretty nasty as well. I think geese are the worst, aren't they? There's so many videos out there of people getting attacked. I got attacked once as well, actually. As we add, I'm still working with mostly white and cobalt blue at the moment. It's looking pretty good. I am a little wary, I think you say, of using a lot of the Prussian blue because as much as I like its color, it is a bit shiny. So I actually wouldn't mind seeing what the cobalt blue can do. Crows, orca, and octopi are the ones that have the best chance of surpassing us. Yeah. I was hearing that the crows have what is it, like the intelligence of like a 7-year-old? They can solve little puzzles and stuff. It's so cool. It's really cool. I'd really love to have a crow bro. Oh no, I was just on a vacation in Okinawa, which was amazing. I just one time I was tired of the cold, so I just got a vacation there in years ago. It was in February. We just went and had a blast. It was so cool. The geese, yeah, right? Okinawa is great. I have considered moving there, to tell you the truth. There's just so much better, like, you know, so much better opportunities for work and stuff over here that it's kind of hard to move. But man, the climate. I guess the only thing would be a little maybe like I hear that there's a lot of bugs there because it's kind of humid. Okay. Let's see. Swans aren't aggressive, but they got a lot of strength. Maybe they're more like in a defensive kind of way. They are pretty big, so I guess if they feel threatened, they can get pretty, you know, like you say, strong. Here maybe? Just looking at what else to put some lighter color on. Wow, it's looking pretty icy already. It's looking pretty nice. Am I forgetting any piece? I don't think so. This, you know, this sword has a pretty cool, you know, shape going on. So I'm a little bit undecided whether we want to do something maybe interesting with it. I think for now I'm just gonna keep on adding these little highlights and then we can decide. I thought we can play around with a kind of a greener ice there. I even thought maybe this could be a gem, the one in the center here. Couldn't that be a gem? But if it was a gem, what color would we make it? You know, would we make it just a blue gem? Maybe something create like a red gem to contrast everything basically in here. It would be just a red gem and nothing else red in the freaking mini. That could be cool too. I don't know yet. We'll get there. I had some ideas in here and some other stuff that it's just like, you know, we'll figure it out as we go. A good mix of that. Geese deserve to be punted. They are aggressive. They are fucking aggressive. Geese are weird. Ducks are more funny than weird. Geese are scary. Geese are scary. Let's do a bit of blending here. Like the gem idea. Ooh, I'm just gonna, yeah, I think I like it too. So if we're doing that, actually, I think maybe I want this part of the sword to recall a bit the color of the beard, but maybe a bit even more greenish, right? Let's put some green in there. Let's see how that looks. Ruby or opal, yeah, or amethyst, or everything. I don't know, I'm toying around with the idea of like a ruby. Wouldn't that be crazy? That could look pretty, like a dark red, very dark red. Not like, let me see. Sort of like this kind of dark red. Now that's weird looking in the camera, but not, not like cadmium, like darker than this. Like you mix this and the crimson, and you make like a nice dark red. That could be a thing. And if we don't like that, we just get rid of it. Oils are like, are how you would like your life to be. That if you don't like something, you just get rid of it. Oils are like that. So how do we want to do this thing, actually? I hadn't considered the hilt too much. Oh, you know what? I might have an idea. Let me see. Let me get a smaller brush here. Man, when you start putting some colors down, you really start getting into it, and you're like, okay, let's do this, and let's do that, and what? There's a chat? Oh, I forgot. Kind of like get some more of that green. See how it, you just end up doing so many different mixes in there that you're like, well, what colors did I put in there? All of them? I do not remember. It was like a lot of colors. Let's just do some of that dry brushing sort of thing to start with, and then I think we want to pick out some details and then go back in there with some darker green. But I think we might have that, so let's get that on the other side as well. Ruby, yeah, ruby's red, right, Megan? That's what we were saying before. I don't want to be confusing my gems. It's got a thing in the back too, but that's gonna be really hard to make that also a gem. I'm almost thinking like, well, that's the behind of the sword, so that like that one's like just a metal or ice or whatever this thing is. But we can try doing the gem on that part as well. It's just gonna be a little finicky. Ah, that could be cool. Just get that just that one like spot of completely different color. Yeah, that could look pretty cool. Yes. Most duckbills are relatively soft, and they can't do much when they peck and bite. Some of them have claws, though. I want to read that with the National Geographic music and like the super, like that like British sounding old man. Like we're starting to sound pretty National Geographic here. Flights. Wait a minute. Flight Sim Races Sim 88. Thank you so much for that follow. That was a handful to pronounce, but I welcome all of it into our stream. How are you doing? We're painting a super awesome looking frost giant in oils today. So I hope you're doing good, and I hope you enjoy the process here. Just putting some like bluish green up on the pans because I want to get them a little bit more connected with the rest of the work here. There we go. Oh, Daka getting to bed. That's right. Up in Alaska is getting late, isn't it? So good night to you, and thank you always for popping in here. I'll see you soon. You have good dreams. Yeah, okay, red. Yes, flight sim races, oil painting. We normally paint in oils, usually. Been having a lot of fun with them, actually. And we usually tackle different kinds of techniques and colors. We do a lot of skin tone streams. I like having a theme on the stuff we paint. So it'll be like, today was like, let's paint ice. We've been doing stuff like that. We've been painting like red skin tones, blue skin tones, a lot of skin tones. We've been doing like, let's paint a miniature in 4 hours challenge. That one's been a lot of fun. That one actually might be one of my favorites. Trying to figure out how to paint with oils. I'm used to painting with water-based acrylics and lacquers. Ooh, well, you're already a step ahead. When I started painting with oils, I was actually only used to acrylics, which was a pretty big difference. But it does click. So have you tried already? Do you have, did you already get like a nice, a good old oil set maybe? Are you trying it out? You having fun, I hope? If you have any, you know, Instagram or anything like that, do feel free to share it with people so they can go look at what kind of stuff you're painting. Of course. Okay, what do we want to do next? Let me see if I can get some of this white here. I'm really curious to see how long it takes for this mini to dry now, because we are using the quick dry white. That should be pretty cool. Oh, a bit more white, bit more white. I want to see if we can put some how it would look with some highlights up on these, on this icy beard. Oh, come on, brush. All right. Sammy Poo, good morning there. Thank you. Well, that giant is really cool, isn't it? He actually comes in different positions. I went for a more sort of like classic, very static, statuary position. He could be a statue, really. And we've been having a blast so far. We've been having a blast so far with we've had so much fun on the pre-glaze stage of things. And we decided to, since his beard looked like icicles, we're actually making an icicle beard. We did briefly consider making the icicles fruit flavored, but we thought better of it. And it's just icicles, which I think might prove the right choice there. So I'm choosing a few spots here to put some of the white highlights there. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do to try and, whoa, Shazza Gaming, thank you for the host. Thank you so much there. What is that? That's oh, that's a stone for the base. Yeah, I'm gonna put a few drops of thinner down on the palette actually, because that might actually help me being able to pick up less, just a little bit of thinner for my white here, which is I'm using out of the tube because I just bought it and I didn't have time to make the usual oil you know, thin down oil jar. So Sammy Poo, how are you doing? I hope you're doing okay there on this Friday morning or Thursday night, I guess. I always have to think because it's actually hard for me to remember what weekday it is. Yeah, so we're just putting down, we're not even like, you know, mixing them too much. Just putting down, can you see? I think you can see pretty well. Just the white-ish, white greenish kind of highlights here on this ice. I think this one could be, there you go. You can put some here. Might have to change my brush. This one is getting pretty separated with its bristles, which might be a little hard to use. Yeah, you know what? Might have to retire you. I really need to find some better brushes. Let's see. Thursday morning, I think. Ooh, wow. Thursday morning. Yeah, I guess. No, it can't be Friday morning. How silly. It has to be. Maybe I meant Thursday morning or Wednesday night. That's what I meant. Because unless you're in like New Zealand or some parts of Australia, I should be ahead of you time-wise. So yeah, just demonstrating how little I how little like perception of time I have. There you go. He's got like, it looks like he's got icicles coming out of his nose here. I hope you didn't hear my stomach rumbling there. That might be dinner time for Stilas pretty soon here. I did start a little late today, but we're also streaming tomorrow, so it's not going to be too long until we get back onto this guy, which is just, I'm not going to think about anything else tonight. It's so much fun. I've been wanting to do the icy thing forever. There we go. Oh, Nosferatu's back again. Welcome back in there. Welcome back in. Hope the fixing is going good. Hope it doesn't take too much time. Sammy Poo is still at the first coffee. So the day is still young. I actually had, was it yesterday? No, that was the day before I had 2 coffees. And that usually never ends very well. Oh yeah, it was the day I streamed. Duh. It was on Tuesday. Back on Tuesday I actually had 2 big coffees because I was a little tired. But then I had to eat a bunch of stuff. Otherwise I would have been like this on stream. Which has happened that I had to stream a little later because I had one too many sips of coffee. So then yesterday I just had decaf for the taste. And Moe is back as well. Got a good back and forth movement here. People going, people coming. There we go. Got that. I'm actually really liking the beard. I have to say, I was pretty set on what to do for this ice here, the ice shards, but I wasn't sure how the beard was gonna look. So I have to say, I'm actually pretty impressed with how it's looking so far. Because I was looking at those pictures of icicles and I was like, oof, I don't know if going with a natural look is gonna be a thing, which yeah, in fact we are going with the more, you know, fantastic look. They should be looking pretty white and transparent if they were real icicles, but like we were talking with someone the other day, not always going realistic is a good idea on miniatures. I wish that as well. No. Crazy Sherbert, welcome in. Yeah, Moe, I know, which is a shame because I love enjoying some coffee while I do stuff, while I work. But with painting miniatures, it's like, well, you have a limit of like, you know, limit amount of sips of caffeine that you can assume before your mini is just gonna look like a Picasso. But, you know, great for dry brushing, I guess. I guess it would be. I guess you gotta time your coffee drinking with just have a bunch of minis there that you painted that you need dry brushed. And then when you have your coffee, you're just like, all right, let me do these like 15 minis. Let me get them all dry brushed. And you're gonna get that done in half the time that you actually would. That's a pretty good idea. Can't be too, you know, specific though with where the dry brushing is gonna go. It's just gonna go where it lands, right? There we go. Stippling with coffee, that can be good too. Yeah. I guess the worst is probably eye drawing. When you gotta draw in those eyes and it's like so yeah. Okay, see there. I want to get up a bit over there too. Ooh, I want to get this white thinned down and put into a jar quite soon, because it is a hassle having to thin it down. Or there you go, or dilute it on the palette. It's not the best thing, because you end up like you just want a little bit of thinner, but then you get a lot of thinner. Okay, look at this beard. Look at this beard looking good already. That I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. Let me see here. Let me just get a few spots, because now it's like I got the quick dry white, so I don't want to leave it for a whole day with like rough spots, because if it dries too much, I might not be able to go in there and you know, smooth it out. So yeah. So Nosferatu, I hope this helps in the future if you are doing any icy stuff. I'm actually doing a few different colors of ice as well, like a more greenish one here and a bluish one there. So hopefully maybe it can become a little bit of a reference. That would be really good. Assyria, that is true. That is true. We could start a whole new way of painting miniatures. It's like Pollock style or something like that, where you just you take a prime miniature, drink a bunch of coffee, and then just let the brush do its thing, and then we're just gonna sell them and become super rich. That can be a thing. That can be a thing for sure that we can do. Let me see here. Let me get this brush over here. Let's you know what? Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Let's actually, do I want to do more ice? Or do I want to do more skin? Let's do a bit of skin. We haven't done skin in a while. Let me get, let me think what brush I want. This one could be good, because the skin down here, it's starting to look pretty dark. And I also have to figure out, thin it on the palette, right out of the tube. Sammy Poo, that's interesting. I don't know. I think I've used you know, right out of the tube colors many times. Like, it actually didn't really bother me using the purple matter out of the tube. I think specifically the white is being a little bit finicky there for me. I would rather it be, because I think the white is the one that one of the colors that takes the most thinner. Like when you make your titanium white in the jar, it takes like all of your thinner. It just keeps taking it and never gets thinner. So I think I would like to have that somewhat pre-thinned. All right. So one thing I was looking at was like, how do I do the he's got this ice coming out of his skin, right? But it's just like, you know, the modelers just plopped it there. So I was wondering how to do that. I was wondering how to do that in the, you know, in the skin. But I think for now I want to put some more color up on this skin, right? So let's get some of our trusty white here. Let's go a bit bluish this time. Yes, see, because it's so like dry that I need. It's probably also because it's the quick dry white and it has a texture that I am not used to. So let's see here. Let's get some of that. How it's gonna look. I was a bit concerned too because I got one of the quick dry colors before and it had a very weird texture, but it looks like the titanium white actually has a more it is very firm, so I would like to see how it feels once I do thin it down, but it does have a more similar texture to what I'm used to. So the one thing I want to see is how shiny it is, because I really need it not to be shiny. So we're gonna see that, but getting some lighter colors up on the skin. It's looking good. Let's keep that up. There we go. We're gonna figure out how to go from ice to skin once we get there, but basically I'm actually having it becoming a little bit more bluish as it gets towards the ice, and I think for now we're gonna stop at that. Oh, I'm glad, Nas. Really glad. Where I'm really looking forward to doing some of the oh, what's the word? Like sci-fi sort of stuff. Something different than fantasy. I've been looking for an excuse to do some of that, and especially since I tried those fluorescent colors. Oh man, I could do some pretty cool steampunk. No, that's steampunky. Like the other one. Oh, I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. The one with all the fluorescent stuff. Is the ice like pushing through the skin? Yeah, that's the question, right? Isn't it? You know, in my mind, it's like I'm just picturing the 3D modeler just getting some shards and just plopping them into the skin. But I think I'd like to think it's almost like growing out of the skin. So I might actually get, you know, we're going for a purplish kind of skin. I might get it to you know, just become more and more ice colored as we get close to the ice shards. Something like that. And just get more purple as we get away from it. And we're just gonna go with that and then see how that looks. Cyberpunk, thank you. Man, sometimes I just can't think of some words. Thank you. Synthwave too, or that other one, Vaporwave. Vaporwave's got a lot of cool purples in it. But no, I was looking for that cyberpunk word. Sometimes there are just words that I cannot think of. There are recurring ones and very weird ones. For some reason, I can never think of the word building in Italian when I'm talking to people in Italian. And I want to say building. I always think of the word building in English and never in Italian. I have no idea why. Even now I can't think of it. So that's just like the mysteries of the brain, I guess. Especially mine, which has had to deal with like being trilingual for years now and going back and forth between Italian, English, and Japanese, which probably didn't contribute on my sanity. And I'm not sure, like, you know, when you're not sure whether you've been getting better at one language or worse at the other two, you don't know. It's weird. Go, let's get that in. Man, he's got some nice muscles here that we can play around with for the colors. Oh, look at that. It's already looking so good, and we're pretty far away from finished, of course, but it's already looking really, really good. Kind of thought I was growing out too. When you thin oil paints with enamel thinners, do you act poorly? Lights erases? Sorry? Do I act poorly? I'm not sure. Is that a reference I'm supposed to catch? Not sure about that. If that's a pun of some kind, you might have lost me there. I don't always work with that kind of stuff. And people have been telling me that sometimes people have been like writing memes that I'm not getting them, but you know, this is what you get. Oh, do they act poorly, maybe? Well, they work pretty well for thinning oils, actually. I use this one that's it's actually for both enamels and oils, and it's they worked very well. What we do is we basically take a bunch of oil paint and we keep mixing it. I put it down in like a container. Do the paints act poorly when thinned? Oh, no, they act great. They act great. They basically, what we do is we thin them down. We get a whole chunk of paint up on a container and we thin it down with an odorless thinner until it becomes the consistency of your miniature paint, like, you know, your acrylic miniature paint. And then we put it in a jar like this. And now we have miniature paint consistency, thinned down oils ready to go. You do have to put something like a piece of pewter or glass or stainless steel for it to mix, because otherwise it's just gonna sort of like dry up. Of course, depending on what thinner you use, you might get different results there. You know, I tried a few different brands. I used to use a nasty white spirits that not only was very like smelly, but it also kind of like tended to dry up inside the sort of like evaporate and just leave me with the oils that I couldn't pour out. So if you're looking, yeah, like Moe says, actually, because they tend to be a little too thick oils if you use them like that on the miniature. I know that there are people that do work with oils on miniatures out of the tube, but it's a bit of a different technique where you see how we're just like just blending and we just keep going on. I've watched a YouTuber, a guy on YouTube that does out of the tube oil painting on miniatures. And what he does is he takes them out of the tube and he'll do, for example, I don't know, if he wants to go from like the darker part of the skin here to the light one, he'll just put down some paint, some dark paint there, and then his lighter paint here and blend them. And he'll do that and then just let it sit there and dry, and then he'll go back and do another part. So he does it in you know, paints something, let it dry, and then go back to it. So it's a little bit of a different technique, but I really like how you can just like wet blend with oils. It's also really fun to work on a dry miniature as well, but that first putting down the colors like we're doing now, look at all the colors we're getting. We're getting like the blues going up to purple, going up to blues, and it's all blending as we go. It is so good, and we already have some you know, highlights and shadow in there. It looks great. Yeah, there are multiple types of thinner Nosferatu, and with the community, we're actually we're figuring out what works and what doesn't. So it's really cool when more people are painting, because we we get more information for all of us. Got a thinner on sale on Michael's. Gamsol. All right. Well, you gotta let us know how that one is. I know that, oh, Marco Frisoni, I think he uses even a different technique. No, it was like a Russian sounding guy. Marco actually does a bit of a mix of like what we're doing here and what that other guy does, I think. But his technique is also interesting. That other guy, Yeah, his YouTube name sounded pretty yeah, Marco's Italian. You can really hear it. But he's really nice. Um that other guy sounded Russian and his name looked Russian too, but could have been somewhere else, of course. He has if you look up like miniature painting and Dmitry Frzenko, yeah. Yes, that one. That one. Exactly that one. So yeah, for thinners, if you are in the US and you can get your hands on the Mona Lisa odorless thinner, I think you should go with that one. That's probably the most tried and true kind of thinner. You've got your Mig Ammo has one, and then I tried the AK Interactive that they had here. That was the only kind of like non-Japanese one that I could find because they do not have just odorless thinner here. I tried odorless petroleum, but it's kind of weird. You might not want to go with just plain white spirits because for one thing they smell a lot, and yeah, they might be a little like, if you can go with a more like high quality odorless thinner, it might be a bit better. Oh yeah. I think it was really interesting. His video is really long, and I watched it a couple of times, and I actually I've been meaning to maybe try something like the stuff that he does. I did a little bit on one of my miniatures before the streaming. I did. Let me see if I can find her actually. She's the Medusa. Where is she? Ah, there she is. I had this weird Medusa. So what he does like an undercoat of acrylics. So I took her and I gave her an undercoat of acrylics, and then I tried to paint over her in oils. My first impression was like, why? Because I don't know, maybe I was just trying to do the pre-glaze all over again, but I was like, well, I kind of miss working on the wet surface instead of a dry one. And I was like, well, you know, I have that undercoat of acrylics, but I'm kind of going over it with oils, so I can't kind of see the point. But definitely, I would probably, if I tried to do that again, I would look at it a bit more in depth and try to figure out maybe if I did something wrong or something like that. If there's something that I can do to sort of, I don't know, get it done better. I just, I don't know. I don't like the idea that you have to let it dry and then you can paint it again. Because for the streams too, I really like to just doing, you know, just paint everything in one go. Is that the hilt? That's a huge hilt if that's the hilt. I think they just, there, maybe they filled it in a bit so you could print it better, but holy crap. But you know, it's good to see that there's people using different techniques though, I think. Because, you know, we need that. We need just variety and people trying different stuff, you know. For all we know, in a month or so, maybe we're not gonna be using the pre-glaze technique anymore, or someone's gonna find out like a better, more efficient way to do stuff. We never know. Okay, put a little bit more color up on that hand. Just getting some, there you go. There we go. And also, oh, look at that inner hand that nobody's ever gonna look at. But let's give it a bit of, sorry, awkward. I still want to give it a bit of color though. Bit of that purple. There we go. A little better. It's always hard with those places that you know, they're pretty hidden, but you still want to, like, you can see them from some angle, so you want to put color on them. There you go. And then we got the footsies here. So we can put some more, there you go, some color on, some more light. The back of the foot, it's kind of tricksy to get, but let's get that. More painters get into oils, the more we'll see. Yeah, isn't that right, Sammy Poo? That's why it's so exciting when more people join. Like we were talking with, he went to sleep, but Daka Flaka Flame had a bad experience with, and we were talking about it. We suspect that it was him using this, which I actually got but never really used much, the Sansodor as a thinner. Got him a bad results, and more people were chiming in. Like we were trying to figure out what went wrong with his painting because he was getting very tacky miniatures, and someone was like, "Oh, you're using Sansodor? That stuff sucks." So, yeah, I'm kind of glad I heard that as well because I was gonna maybe use it sometime. There we go, just getting some more color there. Started with enamels, moved to acrylics, and I'm like going to try out oils. And there you go. Well, you gotta try out everything. So if you don't try all of them, you'll never know which one is the perfect one for you, right? Maybe you started with enamels, maybe you're just gonna go back to those. How are those, by the way? Like, what's the difference? I've never really used them. Like, are they really different from oils? I guess you would know if you haven't tried oils, but there we go. Look at those footsies. Man, I'm really starting to like this guy. Look at that. We're gonna need to go a lot brighter, of course, but he's looking pretty good already. Oh, he's gonna be a nice one. He's gonna be a nice one. All right. Let me see. Love to get pre-thinned oil paints and get rid of the put it in dropper bottle. Yeah, I know Sammy Poo. I know Sammy Poo. It's hopefully one day someone will do that, right? Hopefully it's gonna be something. I know that Wapelius wanted to develop a line of paints, but hasn't been too lucky with the companies that were supposed to work on it, and also because of the kind of times that we're in. But I think more and more people getting into oils is only going to raise the chance that some company will be like, ooh, this can be lucrative. So yeah, man, I really like the details on his face actually. Like a muscly old man. I like that. Oh, Moe, big acrylic. I know. Well, I don't know. Like, what are they gonna do? Just get rid of all of the oil companies in the world? I'm pretty sure that there's more oil producing companies than acrylics. And acrylics, like, they'll always have their loyal people, I think. Then there's a place for acrylics too. Like, you can, if you need something done real quick, you can't use oils unless someone develops like very quickly drying oils that are actually good to use. But you know. Oh, Sammy Boo has to go. Well, we'll see you soon. And actually, I think I might actually have to say goodnight as well for today. I know it has been a little, I mean, 3.5 hours, but I would have liked to go longer. But unfortunately, a whole bunch of stuff happened and I had to start a little later today. Hopefully tomorrow maybe we can start a bit earlier, though I can't promise much. It has been a busier period, but you know, I think the important thing is that we can still paint. Just the fact that I got to painting today was amazing, and especially because I was looking forward to painting this guy so very much, and also to talking to you guys. It's always such a pleasure. We go I love how we just go like we cover all kinds of different subjects there, which is awesome. There we go. Just getting a little bit of blending in there just for before leaving the miniature be. Oh, look at that. I think you can see from the colors that this guy is going to look pretty good. I'll sleep on the idea for the ruby in there, but we might actually do that. So yeah. Green stuff. I know. Or maybe even Migemo. They already have the oil brushers. If they made like something that you can use a bit better and more colors, you know? Thank you, Nos. Thank you so much. You don't know us anything. No, it's more like I really want to stream. Really want to stream. But it's cool because the stuff I'm doing that I'm busying myself with, it's actually stuff that in the long run is going to allow me to stream a lot more. So that's all for a good purpose. That's all for the greater good. And well, thank you guys for tuning in too, because like I'm seeing, I haven't really been streaming for that long of a time, and already seeing like the notification people coming in, and like I'm getting a lot of love here, which if anything, it just makes me want to come back to it even more. So yeah, I do enjoy streaming so very much. Fatiguing, huh? I mean, it does get tiring, but I mean, so far I've been really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. And the community is great too. All right, let's see. Are we gonna do another YOLO raid today? Or are we going to raid someone? Well, how Mike Moans is streaming. We wanted to raid Skits Mix yesterday, if you guys remember, but she was playing that raid thing. So maybe we could raid her. Oh yeah. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like Skit Mix. Oh, we got our Mike Disney? We haven't raid. Oh, which one have we? I think people are liking the YOLO time actually. Let's see. Let's see. We got the Hobby Room. UK. We got Evil's Workshop. Medusa mirror carving. Oh, that's not okay. That sounds great, but that's a little different. That's a girl with a lot of tits. That's yeah. Let's see. You know what? I might try this the Hobby Room personally. See what's in. Yeah, if you scroll down in the suggestions a little bit, you'll eventually get to tits. Whoa, that looks amazing. Okay, I think I found a YOLO person to raid here. The Hobby Room. Let me see. Oh my god, they've got 100 people. Well, I think we might go there. If oh, Pixel Props, take care. Jump on after the raid. All right, let's go. This person's got a lot of people, but it's new. It's YOLO. I think we should all go there. Let me start that raid. That is the reason why she's got so many people. Like, so looking crazy. All right, guys, are you ready? Well, if nothing weird happens, I'm gonna be going on tomorrow with this guy. I'll see MOA. Thank you so much. So we're just gonna continue with this beautiful, beautiful guy. Thank you so guys. Thank you so much for joining. Tiny Stein for you. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Spam the duck emote if you have it, and you guys be good. Bye bye.